on the music. Come on, let's go. Say it's inside me. It's inside me. Oh, yeah. Blame it on the music. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Blame it on the music. Come on, that's it. Say it's inside me. Oh, yeah. Blame it on the music. Hey. It's inside. nobody. Want to give us something a little different this month? Give us something a little different. And let's start the show a little different. Let's just go with a oldie but a goodie. Good old nobody Jesus. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to DGMT. Once again, we apologize for our. Oh Jesus! Ooh, I got shocked just now. Jesus. All right. No, I there's like electricity that goes to the mic, and I think.
Oh, you got like shock?
Yeah, I got like shock.
Oh, not like
legit, like
shock, but like
yeah, like
shock.
Yeah.
Morning,
right.
everybody.
It's
How are we doing on this
better.
morning?
Is your mic? I got you.
Hello,
There
testing. Morning,
I got you.
morning. Y'all can hear me?
Morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone, because it is morning somewhere in the world still.
Somewhere in the world. So we had some little technical issues again this morning. I don't know what's going on. Devil's on our track, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to turn us back. But we got to make this journey.
You watched my Teacher Chronicle this week?
Somehow, I did.
I've been feeling that.
So to those listening via radio, we do apologize because you were utterly confused with what was happening just now. Because you heard
Apparently, you had me and Delton talking about hazelnut creamer and
yeah. So we had that issue up
nature.
early where we had a little cross feed going on, and then after that,
Hopefully, we didn't say anything incriminating.
you heard Davey and Chase. Yeah, I think so. If we did, okay. And then you heard Davey and Chase, and then randomly out of nowhere, you heard nobody Jesus. So if you listen on via radio with no context, you're like, what in the world is happening?
Oh gosh, it's been a crosswire. Why am I picking up 100 jobs?
Yeah, why is this playing? But no, we're here at 93.9 FM. Welcome one, welcome all. Sorry, too early.
And you're slowly putting cookie in my mouth. You cannot stop
Sorry,
when
I
you see me
apologize.
mid-food.
But we are back on radio. Thank be to God, as you heard from last week, as we ended our show, and we are still on. And so we have welcomed back our radio listeners, those who are on the streets of New Providence, making their daily commute. I don't know where you're going on Saturday shopping, Saturday stroll.
I don't understand what the confusion is.
But,
Christmas.
It is Christmas, apparently.
So,
I'm
not
Dana say he still
sure.
didn't get hooked up yet.
I'm not sure why.
You got
Delton is confused.
our Dana number. Dana say he still didn't get the hook up to the Chronicles yet.
Dana, you sent me your number.
Yeah, said it. I think he did it. I don't know. I think he did. Anyway, we check the archives.
Let me check the archives.
Just send it again, Dana.
Yeah,
so
if you send it to me, send me again.
So we're back on radio. Thanks be to God. So it's crystal clear. We're back on TuneIn Radio because last week that wasn't up either, whichever one. But we're
Wasn't
back.
up
Either.
I found myself saying process, which is
that a process?
No, it's process. Trust the process. I find myself
trust the
saying
pro-
process and
process.
and I don't like it.
Welcome to the Bahamas, man.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Welcome to the Bahamas.
Not a fan at all. Sorry, guys. I'm multitasking. These cookies are really hitting the spot right now. So I just need a minute to digest the digestives. And then I will be with you in a moment.
Yeah, and so we're back up, and so we are also on TuneIn Radio, so those who can listen to us from all around the world, as well as all around the Bahamas, as well as if that's different.
Dana said he sent me his number a long time. Oh, Lord Jesus. All right, Dana, I apologize. I'm apologetic.
Count it to a head, not a heart.
Please, because
in the
I know a
church.
few people did. Rashad was added to my Teacher Chronicles. What's it called? What would you call it? Not playlist, call list, text list. Subscription. Thank you.
They subscribe to
and I don't think Rashad has watched the Chronicle yet, but let's
you get a call mode?
Me call people out? Never. So Dana, I will get on that. My apologies. This week's Chronicle was just about how the Lord is blessing me.
It does a blessing. That's one of the things our pastor talked about on Wednesday, that you have a blessing that you ain't see this coming. And she had
blessing
did not see coming blessing.
I won money in a raffle. I did not enter, saints.
More importantly, she won chocolate.
I won chocolate. Not just chocolate, but chocolate in the moment when I needed it most.
The Ferrero
Rocher. My gosh. So all in all, a wonderful week of the Lord's blessings.
So welcome to Glory 93.9. The show that you're listening to now is DGMT. Digamata, as some people may call it.
Some people call it Digamata.
Digamata. And why? Because we say it's morning somewhere in the world. We still didn't find our place yet. So and let me just make this a little disclaimer there as well. I promised you something last week, and I tried to work on it, but I can't find a particular file. and I'm waiting for EW to send it.
You lost the introduction to our show.
Not the introduction. I can't find the hook.
We could just sing it. Let's sing it.
Sing it ourselves. So I can't find the hook. And hook is a problem.
You want me to, you do the high piece.
He did the verse.
Yeah,
and I found the verse.
It's like a whole rap.
Yeah, he did a rap, and
It definitely gives Fresh Prince of Bel-Air vibes.
Oh,
the rap gives it tells the whole story of DGMT and what it is we do here.
Yeah, so
you're gonna play the verse, at least play the verse, and then we could sing the chorus at the end of the verse.
Well, I didn't realize how much time the chorus was. I was like, oh, the chorus comes in very early.
Good morning. I'm just trying. Yeah, we got it.
So let me
Let's do it. Let's do it for them.
So. Yeah, so I wanted the people of God to hear our
Denisha and Sin and all those of you wishing us good morning, Jody, Miss Mary. We got something extra special for you this morning. Do not go anywhere. You're ready?
Let me the phone right over there, please.
Say?
Let me the iPhone right over there. Right over there, so.
This one?
Yeah, iPhone. The next one. Partners.
Pardon me.
Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Pardon me. But for all those of you that are online, those that have joined us on all the various platforms, those of you that join us on YouTube, we have a small YouTube audience always catching us off guard. So to those of you watching us on all the platforms, a very, very, very good morning to you. I've kind of resolved to the fact that this is still a morning tea show because we digest the tea in the morning and then we come and talk about it in the afternoon. We've got to let morning finish so we could then talk about the morning tea. So it all makes perfect sense if you ask me.
That's what we're going now?
Yep, that's what we're doing. You ready? Delton, this mic still isn't packing a punch.
You want one more punch?
In my ears, not on the lab, just in my head. Hello? Testing, 1, 2. That'll do.
I mean, I want you to sleep. There's a lot of hair separating. The microphone and air.
I hate you. Because since Delton got cornrows, he thinks he's better than everybody else. Now, don't mind these cornrows have patterns in them this time.
Yeah.
You people can't, y'all can't see.
No, you can't see the back.
Y'all can't see that. Delton have a little crisscross situation in the back. And he also has the zigzag parts. Some of us, as long as we've lived, we've not had zigzag parts. Yes, you sure do.
I don't know what.
Delton, I ain't gonna lie. When I saw you yesterday, I said, is the parting not straight? I looked close. I said, this person intentionally gave this boy zigzag parts.
So yesterday, it happened yesterday. And I was like, ma'am, when I did this the first time, you were done in 20 minutes. You're taking extremely long now. What are you doing? So now I know. Probably she's doing
zigzag parts. And crisscross. And crisscross. But hey, no judgment from me.
Hey, my hair catch. My hair catch, man. All right, so here we go. This is our instrumental. That is going on. You ready?
Marisha, you text me? Oh, Jesus. But Mom, you said you text me. You didn't text me. You text Delton. And she told me to tell you that she takes great umbrage. Umbrage, top 50 word.
Oh, man, top 75 now. 50. Oh, okay. Sorry, Marisha. I think we did. The pastor was here, and he told us, so I didn't check my phone.
Sorry.
We do apologies.
Apologize.
We do apologies.
Delton, we delaying this good morning.
Anyway, all right, here we go. Let's get it started. Y'all ready? Here we go.
This is from the beginning.
We've got that. Good morning, tea with Brother Delton and V. Vera Aqua are the faces you see. Impactful, insightful, delightful by far. Delton's signature laugh and Vera's kiki ha ha.
Morning.
Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Sip that tea.
We start off with the popular and shift the topic to the strange. You better come in fast, cause the topic's gonna strange. Faithful are the follows that sip it on the tea, from wars to memes to governmental policy.
Hey. Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Hey. Sip that tea.
Good morning.
Sip that tea.
In pops Pastor D when they're closing on the final fact. And in my Vera voice, my show just got hijacked. Understand your popularity. Even prophets and bishops got to have that morning tea.
Good morning.
Go sip that tea.
Good morning.
Let's sip tea.
Good morning.
Let's sip tea.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Y'all give Pastor E.W. Hayes
Pastor
a
E.W.
rousing round of applause. Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. You have officially been welcomed to that Good
So
Morning
welcome.
Tea. If you have just logged on, you missed a moment in history. And that is why you must be also ready. Gotta be on time and be in place.
Live theme song.
Live themes. It's the mimicking. It's when he said, and in the world of Vera, my show just got hijacked. I felt that. I felt that. Pastor E.W. Hayes, we love you so much. It has taken us. It's taken us how many years? 2 years now to get a theme song, but we have it. Marisha, we coming for y'all.
We coming next. We coming soon.
Behind y'all. Because we got, me and Delton, we got our little fashions on lock. We got our little presentation.
The hair's coming together.
Right. The hair's pretty good.
The hair's pretty good. The
drinks are always refreshing.
Always refreshing.
And the theme song is just what you need to get yourself into the DGMT spirit.
Is there?
There we go.
Right
Boom.
there.
Drops mic. Listen, we have all of you on the live. We want to call you all and welcome you all one by one to that Good Morning Tea. Good morning to Miss Mary, Jody, Dana, Denisha, Rashad, Sin. Lisa Bethel is with us this morning. I don't know if that means we playing loud and strong in the shop.
I know.
That means we playing loud and strong in the shop? Let's go all the way in. Good morning to Marisha. Them braids clean. Denisha, I hear no words of a lie. New her. Who this? You talking about me or your husband, man? Ma'am, Judy, no, this is old. that's actually the magic here. This is old. Anyway, the high pitch took it for me. Was for me. Y'all should see mommy dancing. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Oh, sorry. I forgot. You're supposed to click the comments. So Miss Mary's grooving along to our theme song, and then Renee says showtime at DGMT. They're extra fly this morning. I'm glad we didn't disappoint. What do you mean they ain't saved? There was a moment he was like, in. I was like, giving me fresh prints. Giving me fresh prints. Jody gave Pastor EW a round of applause. Denisha said, "This a bop, man. Kind of like it. I think over time we'll get used. I feel like we'll be able to rap on chorus to the whole thing. 3 voices, Julianne. This is not a gimmick. This is not a gimmick. One of our faithful followers who never gets the chance to comment, she came in for this special occasion and said, yes. Morning to you, Sam." And Dana says, pew, 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 pew. I assume that's the sound. Pew, pew.
Gunshots.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew.
Yeah.
That big explosion, you see pew, pew.
No way.
I can go boom.
Boom, boom. No, too much booming. Nice.
So, all right.
And to kill Devar Thompson says, good morning to us today. Listen.
Morning, fam.
Good morning to you, Delton. We got to get in focus because I was eating cookies and you were eating cookies. What we doing?
Yeah, they started just now. Good morning, one. Good morning, all.
Good morning, big. Good morning, small.
Good morning, short. Good morning, tall.
Good morning, all of y'all.
Welcome to DGMT. I am Delton. She is
Vera.
That's right. All right.
What just happened? Anyway, let's go into our news and reviews. 20 minutes in. News and reviews. He said, my hair's tight. That's going to be Delton's excuse for everything now. Guys, my hair's tight. Just give me. I mean, they did catch her edges. Like, there's no baby hair situation going on.
There was no need for the barber.
No, at all. Good job. News and reviews. Not news and reviews.
Shout out to Absolutely Precious.
Absolutely Precious.
Absolutely.
Giving you secret zigzag patterns without your knowledge.
X and X.
We're here for it.
X and O's.
Not news and reviews. I got my wires crossed. Church announcements. This morning, we would like to wish happy birthday to all of you who are celebrating a birthday this week.
I know we have Thingham.
Who?
Princess was on.
Princess was on Wednesday,
Princess
and in fact, we got a shout out Princess for her.
As well. Yeah,
she graduated on Friday. Wrong one. She graduated on Friday with her master's in, I think it's educational leadership management, something bossy, basically. And so we celebrated this week not only her birthday. This woman is aging like fine wine. Woman aging like fine wine. I want to be like Princess when I grow up.
I mean, you look at me and see that though.
And you know what? Princess is a hot cake.
Just a hot cake.
A hot cake. You know, there are some people that when you are with, they will always be approached. Princess is that gal. It's a hot cake. Everywhere we go. So to my dear friend and hot cake, Master's graduate and celebrant. Happy birthday to Princess.
Happy birthday, Princess. Hot cake.
Is that inappropriate? Because last week I got in trouble for saying the S word.
Yeah, you did say the S word. Jesus Lord.
And when I watched it back, I was like, oh, Vera, that was bad. But I said it quietly, so I was hoping that some people didn't hear
Did
it.
they hear it? No, they heard it.
Was it that bad?
Yeah.
Oh, no. How many strikes have I got?
Oh, boy.
Hi. Hey, so happy birthday to Princess. Those of you who have friends and family who have celebrated their birthdays this week or will be celebrating in the coming days, please feel free to drop their name.
I know today. I know
Lab.
Janelle is also trying to tell him. I know Brandley's celebrating today. He's celebrating his birthday. On today is his birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Brenley.
A friend of mine, he's not a friend of our show, does not watch our show, but he's a friend of mine.
Okay.
Somewhat. Romeo Rose celebrating today
Wonderful.
as well.
Wonderful.
So happy birthday to him and anyone else who's celebrating on today.
Celebrating birthdays, celebrating anniversaries, we celebrate with you.
We say happy birthday.
Or even celebrating accomplishments.
Accomplishments.
Graduations
in November.
Graduations and things of that nature. Any
Anybody
accomplishment? Delton,
else?
what have you accomplished recently that we could celebrate? I feel like we should
I was
celebrate.
on a panel last night. Let's
Go
go
ahead, sir.
Most recent accomplishment. I was on the panel last night. Also last night, my hair was able to go in one, and I had two puffs on the side of my hair.
Wow. So let's go in order of importance. Let's first celebrate the fact that your hair now goes into one.
It went into two last night.
And it went into two.
Two puffs.
Two puffs.
As she separated the
As she
things.
separated.
It's love. I ain't glad. This whole when I was growing up, like at certain point you saw like fellas with their hair plait and they look gangster. There's nothing gangster about this. There's nothing gangster.
Getting your hair plait is a humbling experience.
There's nothing at all gangster.
Humbling.
Cause people told me like, "Boy, you look scary now." I was like, if you ever saw me get my hair plait, there's nothing gangster. There's nothing gangster about. Well, first of all, I'm not letting anybody wash my hair. That's the first thing. So I'm not gonna be in that sink. I can't do it.
Let someone wash your hair? Have you ever let someone wash your hair? No. That's why you won't let anybody wash your hair.
That's it.
Once somebody washes your hair once, washing your own hair makes no sense. It makes no sense.
I can't do that though. So I'm gonna wash my hair first. I'm not leaning over that bowl. I'm not putting my hair. That's not gonna happen.
Would you ever get a facial?
I did once.
Would you do it again? But why, Delton? Why?
I don't know. It's a weird, like that whole, even manicures and pedicures. I'm not really a fan of people like touching me like that.
Okay. I mean, it's your loss, isn't it? That's what I can say. That's your loss.
It's my,
like,
right.
I get. You know, you're trying to keep the line between masculinity and in a world where the lines are being blurred more and more. But who does not want their facial skin to look good?
Yeah,
who does not want their hair to be? Because you know some men like that. Some men like women putting their hands in their hair.
I did the
so just make sure it's a woman massage.
I know it's a facial thing, and she did like the little steam thing on the face. Oh, I thought I couldn't breathe. Like,
oh, stop it! Stop it!
I was like,
no sense of endurance.
She was
for
like,
a more
like,
beautiful outcome.
She's like, Delton, just breathe.
It's just hot
like,
air.
just breathe.
So would you go in a sauna?
Yeah, probably.
Steam room saunas, all the same.
No, I think it was just the fact that it was happening. I don't think it
that
was
you
like,
were lying back and someone was touching your face.
And like the steam was hitting my nose, and I felt like I was panicking, feeling like I was drowned.
Anyway, we started this by celebrating the accomplishment.
Yes. Anyway, so I was on the panel last night, and so along was my co-host. My co-host was also there. We were joined by Minister Yasmin and Minister D'Angelo, both fans of DGMT. We are at Life Worship Center's Teen Life, and they had a night with the topic QTNA. Questions that need answers.
I think we need to do a QTNA on DGMT.
We should do one. Question that need answers.
Questions that need answers.
We could do one of those.
We should do something of that nature. Maybe like our end of year show. Could be a QTNA type situation. Maybe based on previous topics, previous discussions.
I am Jody.
It's all coming together. Very. Jody, very.
Anyway, and it was amazing. These are teens of our church, and
right.
They were allowed to be synonymous.
Synonymous? Oh my goodness! I fell straight into that trap.
Anonymity. They were allowed to be anonymous. So they filled out these papers and dropped them in a box. We just picked out and did our best to answer them. It was an amazing group of panelists, and so you just had to hop off whatever viewer said. So you allow
I can't
Vera,
stand you.
you allow Vera to start talking and be like, yeah,
But then my thing
what
is,
she said is
Denisha,
absolutely
pretend
correct.
you're not listening. Pretend you're not listening. Panelists all agree we want this to be a quick process. But the question is asking, you're pausing for 25. You don't have time to pause. Just jump, just dive in.
Because you wait for you to grab the mic. You
And
refuse
trust
to grab
the
the mic.
no. And then everyone's looking at you like, you're going to do it, you're going to do it. And I'm like, well, let me do it because I want to move on. And then you become the one that always answers the question. But anyway, it was a good time. I was very impressed by the level of kind of thought that went into the questions.
Yeah.
I said to the panel yesterday, and you probably could say yours. My favorite question that the young people asked yesterday was, how do you serve God in your 20s?
Yeah.
How do you serve God in your 20s? How do you stay saved in your 20s? That question was personal to me. Now I need to come back on the back of this because apparently my answer yesterday made it sound like I was super saved and made no mistakes in my 20s. Apparently that's how I came across. Our test can determine that is a lie.
The test came back.
But what I can say is I'm still saved and serve God in my 30s. So whatever hills and mountains I had to climb, whatever obstacles I had to overcome, I did, because here I am. Here I am still serving the Lord. Wow, what's happening?
All right.
What was your favorite question, Delton?
I think one of my favorites, the tattoo one was a nice one of mine. Why?
And we pinned tattoos on
because
DGMT many
didn't really answer
years
it.
ago.
That's one of the favorites of mine. Someone asked about tattoos. We didn't really answer it. That was one of the favorites. But I did like the Serving God in 20s one too. I didn't get a chance to talk about it because I mean you eloquently surmised what needed to be said.
What would you have said?
Company,
okay.
company, and for me, my answer would have been that I play several instruments.
Stay busy.
I play several.
That was
instruments.
our answer.
I do graphic design.
Find good safe friends.
I do video and I do audio and video.
Get busy.
How did I know to do these things? In my 20s, I was learning things.
Christoph Roll, perfect example.
Christoph Roll,
Saved
perfect example.
and busy.
You
Saved
got-
and busy.
If you sit down for a little bit,
And Minister Yasmin put it perfectly. She said the friends she had, she messed up on God with them
With
same
them
friends.
same friends.
But we all had the same goal in mind. So we all shared a
you
collective
always
guilt.
try. This is bad example. This is bad effect. It's gonna sound bad. Want to make sure you have sin. If you sin with trade friends, because you're gonna feel bad.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
don't-
absolutely.
You don't necessarily want to go.
Oh,
to
no,
somebody
no. That's critical.
who don't care. And
That's crucial.
No, you want somebody that afterwards, but man, I shouldn't have done this.
And I'm only learning in my
Anyway,
30s what it is
next
to
week.
have friends who don't share the guilt. What do you mean? Like, I have to explain to you why this,
Why
this is bad? Oh, no.
Yeah, you don't want those ones.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
ones.
no.
Who don't feel the guilt that you feel.
Now, Delton, this was the question I said that they should have asked us, or that the young people ain't interested in. How do you stay faithful to serving God in your 30s? It's different. Because 20s, the answer was get good company
Yeah.
and stay busy. 30s,
I think 30 is the busy part still remains.
right?
If you don't have a family, I can't answer that because I have a family to keep me busy. So if you are,
Oh, you mean family as in your wife, your children?
yeah. So
type family.
that's sort of
Okay.
help. That sort of helps the structure of your life where you don't have as much free time to do anything that you want to do. So
Because you got to be home by a certain
so I
time.
think
like,
it's
where you,
so
where
I
you
think
at?
it's serving God single and in these ages.
Ah,
That's a little more
That's
difficult.
a whole different show.
So serving God single and 30s, when at this point now you're like, okay, now something to happen now. And
Serving
then
God
you fall
single.
in that trap of trying to make things happen.
And 30.
Anybody got
What
answers
would
for
I
us?
say?
We have some over 30s and 30-year-olds.
I think they're the ones that need to ask the question rather than the ones
They
that have the
can
answer. We need the 40-year-olds to come in and answer for us.
Dana over 30, so Dana can answer.
Yeah, we need the over 40s to come and answer for us.
Jody almost
Single
there.
30 and how do you keep maintain? But you know what? I think it's two separate answers, because if you're in your 30s and you become consumed by family life, there's a danger that that's all you do. Like your service to God kind of wanes. And Paul says it, once you have a family, like you just don't have as much time to dedicate to serving God. So I guess that's a different question. Like how can believers who are married with families make sure that they're still serving God? Like their life is still a light
I was wondering where Jody.
beyond the four walls. Tequil Devard Thompson said he's following. Marisha Walker said she's waiting for the answer. What did Jody say? She heard you and you're very rude.
Yeah, like I said, Jody's almost there too. That's over 40.
I didn't hear that, Jody, because I would have called him out. If I heard it, I would have called him out. Any over 30s feel like they could assist the 30-year-old? You know what I found? I found that in my 30s, I've had to revisit a lot of things that I just did because I was told not to do them. Mm-hmm. I've had to revisit the rules. Because in your 20s, you're doing your best to keep the rules.
So I think late 20s that switches. Like around
your late 20s.
27, 28.
You're like,
okay, why can't
let me remind, but it wasn't even why can't I do this because I want to do it. I feel like I just want to know for sure. Like I want a bigger conviction than, well, because pastor say so.
Yeah.
Because first lady watching me. Because when you're 30, no one's watching you. Like you, especially if you're single and you live by yourself. Oh, God forbid you live alone. My goodness. Like that level of accountability just decreases because your sense of community changes. You're not in college or whatever. So, yeah, I think when you're approaching 30s or in your early 30s, you really have to revisit the parameters that govern the way you behave, conduct yourself. Like, revisit what you believe. Minister Marisha talked yesterday about the fact that as a theology student, she had to write her own creed, like a statement of belief. And I feel like when you get to your 30s, you need a very clear statement of belief that guides your practices, your behaviors, your motivations, ambitions, and things like that. That's what I think.
I think 30s too. You keep that crowd. You keep that crowd around you, but I think your crowd, you have to be more mindful of your crowd in your 30s and your 20s, because in those 30s you have a lot of persons whose mindsets don't change. So you have to access your crowd. Then the 20s you sort of can make it work with people around you. 30s, you're sort of getting, hopefully, you have matured. But there are a lot of people who don't mature. And when you still have people who when you have a group of people, there's a group of you all in that phase of, why I can't do this, you end up doing a lot of things to them 30 years. Because that same group is like, why can't we do this? And everybody is going, and everybody do it. And so now you have a whole crew of y'all that just went wayward. So I think you have to find somebody. I think you definitely, in your crew, you got to be someone that's a little older and more mature to help guide you in those questionable phases of your life.
I'm going through the comments. I didn't know Jody was on the live.
Even though even though Rashad says, those thoughts of why I can't do this never crossed my mind.
How old are you, Rashad?
That's next.
Isn't Rashad in his late 20s?
Yeah, I think Rashad is 20s.
Case in point.
Yeah, it come in Rashad.
Case in point. And it's not even, and again, Delton dealt with it in that way. I didn't mean with the, why can't I do this? I want to try it. I meant make 29. Sure you're sure about your, you know what I mean? Make sure it's beyond, it has graduated beyond that. There's a certain level of study and personal relationship with God that is guiding your choices, guiding your behavior. And it isn't just, these are the church rules.
Sorry.
Especially if you've grown up in church, if you've been saved all your life. I just looking through these comments.
Yeah.
Comments is, Dana said he thinks foundation is key, to be honest. And again, that's why I think having your statement of belief, what is it you believe, making sure your foundations are strong. I found that those Christian friends of mine that are still serving God, or at least still in the church, are those that had a firm foundation to begin with. The problem is, Dana, when you believe growing up in church is all the firm foundation you need. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like in some cases, the fact that mommy then made us go to church, kept us in church, has helped. But in some cases, you can, if you've been forced to do it and never really engaged with it, you rebel or don't have any sense of its true value. So when we say a firm foundation, what do we mean? Firm foundation in terms of good devotional habits, firm foundation in terms of a fervent prayer life, a firm foundation. What do we mean by firm foundation?
Yeah,
I think that's
the firm foundation for us. Like you said, it meant
you were always in church.
Which, of course, we know. Don't worry. You can hope that something hits.
Because some of us still on the cycle of just going to church because it's a routine, but can't necessarily tell you what impact that's having on our lives in real life.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I think you learn God all over again, real, particularly on an individual level. Agreed, Jody. I would agree. Also, those that had core groups that stuck together is key. so this idea of having people, having a community around you, helping keep you safe. Rashad said he's 29. Wonderful.
I remember them days.
Delton, as it pertains to reevaluating your circle, that process started from 25 for me.
Yeah. I hope no one's listening.
Oh, Lord.
I had an opportunity, this was like a couple of years ago, when, like, you know, your class group, I mean, I don't know if how y'all do this in the UK. For us, everybody who graduated after a while, your class group starts a WhatsApp chat.
We don't do that
You
here.
don't do that here? We do that here. And I realized, it's like, oh, no, I can't be in this chat. Because I realized, where y'all minds are. I was like, no, some of y'all still stuck back in 2002. Guys, it's 2022.
Oh, my God.
Things have got to change.
Mama.
And so I left the group and said, we heading for our 20th anniversary, and I don't know what we get planned.
No, we don't do those things like that. Did I ever have a conscious reevaluation of my circle? No. I think I've been very blessed to have, God has been really faithful in terms of how I've had people surround me at different stages and points of my life, and then very naturally some people have fallen away, and very naturally some people have joined. I've not had to do a whole, you're not good for me because you're backwards and you're immature. Like, you don't, I've never had to do that. And I know that's a blessing because some people do have this. New year, new me. I've never had to do that. Never had to do that. So that's a blessing. That is a blessing, I must say.
Diana says all the above what you said about the firm foundation. Devotions, prayer time,
the
Bible reading,
whole
study
nine.
worship, the whole nine.
The whole nine.
And 10.
And 10.
Jody Ann says it's the intersection of truly knowing yourself and
Ooh,
God.
Jody, that's beautiful.
So how do you do that in 30s? The intersection
between truly knowing yourself
and God.
My goodness.
There ends our scripture lesson for today.
That was nice. Because that is the realest thing. 30s, it's about finding out who you are.
Yeah.
Really. And appreciating that who you are is not the same who you were 10 years ago. And who you are going to be, it's not going to be the same who you are now. So anyway, you see what the teens did to us yesterday. They took us to the deep places.
They took us to the deep places.
Took us to the deep places. So shout out to Teen Life.
Some of them asked some very, 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 very good questions about archangels and levels of angels and stuff like that. So I think that's another thing that we take for granted. When I say we, I can say myself included, that we take for granted is that when we talk about young people and talk about teenagers, there's usually this dogma that all they talk about is sex. All they want to talk about is sex. Sex. I'm a sex girl to be out yesterday.
Like one?
Maybe one. And I think they were along the lines of children.
It was one question. No, the one about sexual urges. That was a good question.
That was a good question. Talk about how do you control your sexual urges, something like that. And so there's naturally, we believe that all these questions we talking about sex and how they have sex and how they can do sex. But like we said, we have one question at a group of about 20 plus. Oh, what's happening here? I mean, I in the middle of this. Jesus, what is this?
You gonna be all right.
Did somebody come online that I did not know?
No, Delton.
Did someone come online that I did not know about?
Now, if there's someone online I should know about, let me know. Because I'm always ready.
Yeah, but our young people, they are way more engaged. I'm way more interested in other things in the spiritual context. So shout out to Teen Life. Shout out to the Teen Life leaders. Doing an amazing job. Teen Life leaders get a crew of about 15 of them. Teen Life leaders, they're doing an amazing job down there at Life Further Center. So that was how we got here, my accomplishment. What is one of your accomplishments this week?
Ooh, this week or this year?
You said this week. That's what you said for me. You said
no, I said recent. I didn't say this week.
That's recent. Though. I meant this week. I meant
accomplishment yesterday. This week.
You won a prize.
I won a prize. I didn't do anything to work that though.
What you accomplished?
This week I found balance after feeling incredibly off balance. This week I found center again. I found productivity. When prior to that, I just found that I was doing things, but not necessarily being productive. This week, I found productivity in my doing of things. So I'd like to thank God, who's the head of my life. And that's something I achieved this week. It was very important. Very important for me. So, yeah, we're celebrating our church announcements. Here ends the church announcements. Let's read these final comments before we go to news and reviews.
I had a group chat with 15 of my friends that I've had since I was 10. Wow. I'm getting closer to 30 and moving away God told me to leave that chat. That was extremely hard, but coming out on the other side, it was absolutely necessary.
Oh, leaving the chat.
From 10 to 30?
Jody, did you like announce that you were leaving the chat? Did you just leave the
Did
chat?
you just like admin removed you? Or
Did they just wake up one day and say Jody has left the
Jody
chat?
has left the chat.
Because then you got to ask the question like, what did we say? What happened?
What did we do?
And then there's a side conversation of like, what happened with Jody? Did
Why
she
she
say to
leave?
anyone? Like, how did you do it?
She switched on us. Oh, Lord, what Jody
There are
did?
some traps there are some chats I feel still bound to. I'd love to leave.
Feel bound to.
Yeah, like I want to leave because I'm offended. I'm useless here. But once it says Vera has left the chat, the connotations
And the
are
side,
way
the side
too
message is coming, buddy.
and are way too
What
dramatic.
happened?
Too much work. I'll just leave it on mute.
Jody said no, but I have to delete it myself.
Nope, I just deleted my.
No, Jesus, no.
Did you ever find out if the people then was scandalized? Because I'd want to know.
Thug life. Put on the shades. It's like, I'm out, guys. Rashad says, it was natural for me as well. Luckily, I haven't been frenzy. You must know you first and allow God to show you who you are and when you are and where you are supposed to be.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jody says, teen lifers are truly deep thinkers and well beyond what we box them into
Absolutely.
being. That's right.
Absolutely. But another thing I learned from the questions yesterday, some of the questions were a bit like, I thought we all knew this. I took for granted things that we just know.
And we all.
And we're old. And maybe there's a different kind of training we received back then. So there's some I don't know, I don't say basic truths, but fundamental truths of Christianity that we just knew. And then there was some questions that was like, oh, we have to explain this to you all.
What I also realized too was there's still a lot, and we talk about this here on the show DGMT a lot. There are some gray areas.
Oh yeah.
There where some panelists said some things under the breath where we didn't say on the mic. Because when the people ask questions, it's like,
panelists, Delton.
what
did the panelists say?
Things,
This is DGMT. This Grown Folk Talk. What did panelists say under their breath?
I say I'll pick one of these topics. We talk about some person asks about hell. I think it was some question related to hell. And
Reincarnation. That one.
I think it's along the lines of reincarnation. One of the panelists was talking about like even the whole idea of hell is still like I still question some things about will God. I think about if you go to hell and will God like you reincarnate or something like that, and it was like the whole hell topic is something that they still like sort of struggle with, that this loving God would leave you here for eternity. And it was like, oh, we can't say it on the mic, because then you can cause a whole other question. So hold on, you saying hell ain't real? It's like you don't want to say that. So there's a lot of the like areas, even us as we get older and talking to young people, there are some things you say that because you should say, and then there are things you'll be like, I really don't want to say that because I don't want to tell people a lie.
I don't want to mix the part, and also I can't speak to it with certainty. So why would I speak to it at all? That's why.
That's why it was like the whole idea on the tattoos thing came up. That was another little.
The gif or the meme where she's like, next question.
The tattoo thing came up and I asked about Christian and tattoos and like, are you getting the tattoo? Should you get the tattoo? Who asked that question? Marisha.
Yeah.
I don't think did any of the pilots say anything about it? Did you say anything about it?
No.
Yeah,
I said what I said under my breath. My comment was made under my breath.
So it was like those kind of things, because that gets into that gray area where it's like, should you not? Why should you? And then this is my favorite question of the night. I remember it now. My favorite question of the night. Someone asks about organ donation.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if any of our smart DGMT is here.
Jody might know.
Jody and people like Dana them who are smart, and Rashad them who's hanging with the Prime Minister and stuff like that. The question was asked. It's Julie. Julie said don't put bumper stickers on the Lambo, but I've seen Lambos with bumper stickers. So.
And some of these bumper stickers are really pretty.
Really nice. I saw one this morning with a baby on board. It had a little gangster baby with glasses on and a chain. I was like, I like that. I definitely David. But anyway, so the question was asked about Christians.
So no tramp stamp?
No.
I mean, if you were tramp.
Then stamp it, I guess.
I mean.
Delicious? Put delicious on the back? Anyway, guys, so like I said, the question was asked.
Delicious.
The question was asked about believers and you putting yourself down as an organ donor. I think was it should you or
no?
I
Is
can't remember
it?
exactly what the question was.
So yeah, Marisha, if you could type, because the premise of the question, as I understood it, and this was where we were like, we probably don't know enough about this.
Yeah.
So I think for me, the question suggested that to be an organ donor, you need to die in a way that means your brain is dead, but your organs are still functioning, so that they can take your organs out of you.
You didn't die from any trauma.
Right. You don't die from trauma, but you die in a hospital. Do you understand? And so maybe the implication is that you have to be brain dead.
Pull the plug, like a pull the plug situation.
A pull the plug situation, right? And so if you sign up to be an organ donor, it's like a preparation for being brain dead or being in a vegetative state or something like that, being on life support or something of that nature. And the person was saying, is that wrong? So we were kind of like, why would you say it's wrong? And then we thought, okay, maybe, and this was my analogy, maybe I was far-fetched. I was like, is it like a prenup in that you're preparing for the worst case scenario when you shouldn't be?
And
that's what I was interpreting the question as
I didn't even bring in the whole idea of being brain dead. I just took the fact of being an organ donor. So
I couldn't see why that would be wrong, though.
That's the thing. So I took it from the aspect of I at some point go ahead and I'm going to donate my organs to people. And when I pass away, if anything's good on me, go ahead, take it, give it to somebody else. Right. Like, I took it from there.
Right, but Marisha, isn't the organ donor thing about people who, when they die, their organs that you couldn't not live with, you can't live without, they give it up. Anyway, it caused our minds to spin, and so it was like, interesting.
Like, so can I?
Jody, who is a medical somebody, she said, I'm still undecided. I've been meaning to ask God about end of life directives.
I know. D'Angelo was like, so what gives you the? D'Angelo said this breath too. He's like, what gives you the right to give away something God gave you? Just because I have 2 kidneys don't mean I can give you. He's like, that don't mean I can give you one.
But then so he wouldn't be a kidney donor in real life if Janae turned around and she needs a kidney. He wouldn't give her his kidney.
That's why he said on this brand. We didn't get to talk about this live. Because he talked about that live, he'd be like, what you mean if I wouldn't give it? Of course I'd give him my kid. I'd give him my liver.
Oh, so maybe it's that then. The sense that I don't have the right to give away things that God gives me. Oh, I don't know about that. Rashad says he doesn't see why not. You get a new body at the resurrection anyway.
So get rid of this.
Come on.
You could have this. Take it. Like, I don't need it no more.
Yeah. Anyway,
the thought is weird. You'd be like, I know some people who donate their eyes, stuff like that. To imagine someone walk around my eyes. Be like, do you see what I see?
No, now you're being ridiculous. This is not a sci-fi movie. In fact, we're changing topics and going to news and reviews. I've decided now. I'm putting an end to this because I see that Delton is about to turn the corner.
Bridget says, no, it's just an
it.
organ donor thing. She says it's not about death but alive as well. So she says it was just mainly talking about the organ donor part of it. Dana says, I see nothing wrong with it. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing in or on this body I need once I'm gone. That's not how I feel today now. Like, I don't need this body anymore. So do with it as you will.
Wow.
Do with it as you will.
I definitely feel like I want to be cremated, but I don't want to go down this road today. I
don't know, like so when, like, if it's wrong for you to plan your obituary, you're planning for no, like, you know it's coming. It's appointed once a man die. You're going to die.
I think it's naive to not plan for those things.
Yeah, so why not say, like, hey, when I die, I mean, what are they gonna do? Set my body in this, go away anyways.
And then it's this kind of overvaluing this. This is clay. This is just a vessel. It goes right back to the dust anyway.
Dust.
So
dirt. In which dust?
Dirt.
Dirt.
Hi.
Yes.
Dollar says dirt.
Dirt.
There's usually a small window for them to harvest. Who say God doesn't want to do a miracle and raise you? Who says you are actually dead?
QTN.
But you got to die at some point, though.
You got to die at some point.
Got to die at some point.
So I think I don't know how fast that window is as a medical. One of our medical practitioners could answer that question.
But this is like turning off life support.
But that's what you're going with. You're going to turn off life support.
No, but then what Jody Ann's saying links to turning off life support. The idea that don't turn it off because God might want to raise me. Might want to do a miracle.
No, but even if I just die, and God could still do that, because then the saints will be praying somewhere.
If he could work a miracle, he could raise me without my stomach.
I say, if he could raise me from the dead, then
without my heart.
He could bring a new heart.
He could raise me without my lungs. Come on, that's a real miracle.
That's a miracle.
Praise God, amen.
So if they take my kidneys and I still come out to life,
Come on!
Jesus, how are you alive?
I mean, if you want to work a miracle,
He can work a miracle.
you can work a miracle.
Dana, I think.
This is once you're gone, hey.
Yeah, what's it going?
It depends on your perspective.
Yeah. So anyway, so moving on. Talk about. Let's get our news and reviews. What is happening in the country? What is happening in the country this week? I saw that the Prime Minister, along with a host of other relatives and friends, went to COP27.
That was this week?
I think that was this week. Or was it last week?
I should really have been paying attention to that.
You didn't?
I teach a global curriculum. I should pay attention to these things.
You probably should, man. So I think that there's a small contingent. I didn't hear much hullabaloo as it was when everybody went to Dubai for that little situation. So I don't know if they didn't mind that much or they didn't know who all going. But I didn't hear much talk about it. If anybody, Rashad, you should know. Rashad is moving and shaking the country. Winning Prime Minister's award and thing. How many people went? Do you know how many people went to COP27? Because I didn't hear the uproar. As you hear with other things when terms of the Prime Minister heads out. I did see a video.
I think COP27 is very clearly prime ministerial duty. I don't think any Bahamians would be like, you don't need to go to that summit of other world leaders.
So there's this picture.
That falls very safely in the remit.
There's a video that shows.
No, I did not. Dana keeps asking if I listened to the concert links. I didn't because they were not sent to me.
Oh, Jesus, you know what I'm saying, man. Are you asking another question?
No. I've been thrown on the bus once today. I don't like that. He didn't say I didn't add his number. I don't want any problems.
So anyway, so there's a video going around with the Prime Minister and his wife and the Deputy Prime Minister's there as well as some police officers.
I missed that.
And a delegation that's walking through the airport.
I completely.
Now I don't know if that was it. I don't know if that was the whole crew that went. There was also somebody in the back holding a skateboard. That was very random.
She had that. Jody Ann said she had 70 people went.
70.
No, Jody, we talking about the same thing.
Is it?
No.
Oh, that's another flight. I know there's some talk about another flight going to Bermuda. I think it was. That sort of entered my airspace over the week. But I know this COP27 is happening in Egypt. If I stand to be correct, I think it's Egypt. Rashad say mad. They didn't take him. Rashad, it's too late, man. You get that. You get a last minute flight. Did we see Rashad? We didn't see you last week on the video at church.
What video?
FYI. Go to Gage Live. He was there last week. He was looking for him.
I wasn't there either.
Oh yeah, I forget that. Let me do that. Anyway, so that happened this week. Anything else of importance things that seem to be slipping my mind now that happened this week that we can talk about? What else happened in the news?
I remember I said to you QTNA, the Nomsibo woman.
Also, yeah. So she was in Nassau.
It's only me who was confused by the whole situation because it was on TikTok, it was on Insta, it was on Facebook. She met the Prime Minister, she met like a whole crew of Bahamians. There was a rush out. She met the Prime Minister. I was like, but why?
Now, so first of all,
I was confused.
Her most famous songs for us as Bahamians is what song?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
But most of us think that's by a man anyway. Yeah, so I was confused.
So Jerusalem performed by her, and on the remix is the Burner Guy. Now, Sears described, because for some reason everybody the songs will get to play in church because he said Jerusalem.
Let it go, Delton.
No. So
because if we talk about songs that are going to play in church, we have a video that we need to talk about news and
reviews. Loose me, let me go.
News and reviews, sir.
Nomsibo, she is described on her own Facebook page with 5.1 million followers. She is a house singer with an element of gospel.
That's what she wrote. She wrote on her book.
She is described as a house singer with an element of gospel.
Now,
in a mapiano sound.
Ampiano. Ampiano is like a new South African house.
Born and raised
newer
in South Africa.
Yeah, it's a newer South African kind of Afrobeat sound.
What is an element of gospel?
Now, Delton, is she wrong? Because we're trying to take over all the mountains. So we're gone in the mountain and we're making sure that our music, it doesn't lose the sense of Jesus. So we keep an element of the gospel. She's not a gospel artist because we spoke about this earlier on. These gospel artists, once you call yourself gospel, you write off a complete a large portion of the consuming audience. And so she is housed with an element of gospel. So she's trying to say, I'm just going to keep Jesus. I'm going to keep Jesus not necessarily forefront, but I'm going to give them sprinklings of the gospel.
The gospel.
Isn't she? Come on. She's doing a Mali music, but she just didn't slap up and change her mind halfway. She did it from the beginning.
I don't know. So and I guess if anybody can tell us, anyone of our DGMTs that are in the know, what exactly did she come here for? So if you look at her page, she says that her foundation is lending a helping hand in a poverty-stricken community in the Bahamas. So that was when she went to the Prophet's Church.
She came from South Africa
to lend a helping hand
to poverty-stricken communities in the Bahamas.
No, that was what her live was. Not live. That's when she went to Prophet Lawrence Show's church. So her live, the title was she was lending a helping hand to a poverty-stricken community.
So that implies that she brought herself here then. Because I thought she came on the government's dime. That was why I was outraged. In true Bahamian fashion, I was outraged because I thought the government paid for this woman to come.
But my thing is the fact that there's a big reception for her to come.
Right.
I'm surprised that I didn't know exactly what was happening.
No,
I don't know if it's because I missed something in the paper.
No, everybody, all of us confused.
Because there's a big rush out. She was there with
from my nail tech to you, all us confused.
Lady Anne-Marie Davis. They were having a big rush out, big fun. They happened in the airport. People were like laid out at the Prophet Rose Church, like they were dancing and shaking up themselves.
I was so confused by the whole thing.
And
the DGMT is quiet, so they're gone to look for the receipts because they're equally as confused. She came for that big concert this weekend. What big concert?
So she it's a big concert this weekend. Now I did see pictures of her in a carnival costume because she said in my junk canoe waiting for the Bahamas people for the carnival tonight. I can't wait to see and celebrate with you all. Now apparently there's some carnival tonight.
What?
This tells you how much I know of things happening in my country.
Oh, my goodness.
So apparently she is here. She says...
Sin. I was going to say, don't drop the flyer on the live. Just send it to us. Send a flyer. Just so we know, so we can be abreast. Davad said he think.
Okay.
There's a concert or you know?
I don't want to call him out because when she said carnival, I'm going to say Davad, tell me what happened. But I don't want to do that because that would have been...
Very trapsy.
Very trapsy. But I would say, once I saw that she said carnival concert tonight, my next question was going to be, Devad. There you go. Soak in the bubble. All right. My next question is going to be Devad.
Okay.
My question will be Devad.
Let me message my nail tech and let her know.
What time is it? And you can pick me up.
Because I said to when my nail tech asked me, I said, sis, I was confused. I said, look, I'm going to take you on DGMT. I can find out and I can let you know. So now I know. Let me tell my girl.
So Cynthia says it was confusing to her because she thought she was a gospel artist. She's not a gospel artist. She have an element of gospel. So Soca in the Bubble is happening tonight. The Sin Smith says it's a 3-day event. Host Alpha Sound still around? Well, yeah, with them in a long time. So anyway, 3-day event hosted by Alpha Sounds. Oh yeah, Alpha Sounds.
Okay, we're not advertising the event so much on Glory Night.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, no. So that's
we solved the mystery.
So now we know that she came here for that. While she was here, I was like,
she thought I would go to poverty-stricken communities.
And lend a helping hand
to poverty-stricken community.
And listen to me. I think she went live on numerous occasions and while she was here.
Yeah, I saw
on the beaches. I would wait over time.
So, I mean, you come all this way.
Might as well. So she said, let me read what I post so you get. If there are 3 things I could give our youth all over the world, it would be the confidence to always know their self-worth, the strength to follow their dreams, and the ability to know how truly deeply loved they are. Thank you to the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mr. Mario Boleg, as well as Essie McPherson Junior High School for having me. # proud to be African. Sado to the world. Sado. Is it Sado or Sado?
What is it? What does it say?
SA to the world. So
SA, South Africa.
All right. And then Nomsibo Z.
Okay.
Zikodi.
Okay.
So she was here. She went. Okay,
my perspective has changed a little bit then.
Has it?
Kind of, because it suggests that she's making the most of her trip here, right? She could have just come and sing for the concert, but she has a passion for children's dance. She went to schools.
Yeah, she went to radio station. She did
and
a tour.
She does. If you just sing Jerusalem, the people know it. So.
Oh, she's on Beyond the Headlines too.
Beyond the Auntie PR on 1,000.
So I mean, oh Lord, I guess we
One thing about you, gotta wake up and smell the coffee. Baby.
I think we have too much of the gospel. If we had an element.
If we had an element,
we might have known what was happening, but we didn't know what was happening. Thank you all so much for letting us know what was happening.
Thank you. Speaking of an element of gospel,
speaking of
play it. Run the track.
No, I'm not, man.
You're not gonna play the video?
No.
Why?
I can't play that song on the God Jesus Radio.
But it's in the house of the Lord.
Is that a church service?
And we started the show with nobody.
Yeah, but that's,
and we had to come behind. We had to come behind.
That's a version of the song. That's not the actual song itself.
No, because the version of the song, because of the nature of the song, you have to put the name Jesus in it to make sure people know is saved. This song, it could, if you didn't know it to be a secular song, could have been the devil. Loose me. Play this video, Delton. Now, this just started circulating. It got in my chat a couple of times, but only yesterday. So I'm assuming this happened last night. I'm assuming this wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it was a service. It was a group service.
Elements of gospel. That's elements. Because elements of gospel could mean I just write songs that are ambiguous. You could take them for...
Use them how you will.
You could use them how you will. Multi-purpose music. What do you think? Multi-purpose music. Saved artists that don't write songs that can be one or the other. The elements.
So elements of...
Elements.
All right, so anyway, so this crossed my chat happened today. Now, this is a Bahamian artist that I know. I know her very well. We went to school, not school, we went to college together.
Very connected.
Yeah. So me and her went to college together. Me and her younger sister were very, very close. Singing family. So this came across my timeline. So they were at a church service. And Bahamian artist Nishka Lewis has a song. And they were singing at the pastor's, I think this was the pastor's anniversary.
Continue to grow in love. And all things, all good things will continue to follow. And this is my prayer for you in Jesus' name. May God continue to bless you. May God continue to bless each member of your congregation. Because they didn't have to be here to celebrate you tonight. And they took that time out to do that for you because of the love and dedication you have to you. May God continue to bless you. Happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday, Pastor! Happy birthday, Pastor!
Who going first, me or you? First of all, number 1 of 10. The band was on point. The band was ready. The band was tight. And if that was the church band, they knew the song very, very well and played it very, very well. Secondly, the crowd gone along with the thing the whole time. Thirdly, it was Pastor's birthday. Y'all know you always have birthday and play unsafe music. You always invite your same church friends to your birthday party. And you just happen not to have it in church. You had it outside under a tent. Same vibe. Same vibe. You, birthday person, minister, deacon, pastor, with your birthday party, Just not in the house, just not in church. Just under the tent. Same songs, same crowd. Because you invited all your church people to your birthday party. Because when she said happy birthday, I was like, oh, okay then. Fourthly, it was very hard not to join in just now. Delton's still recovering. I have a lot of questions that I would like to be answered. Was she invited as a special guest? Or did she just happen to be there? And because she was there, the people were like, oh, this is a singer. Special number for the birthday girl. What have you got? I know. Loose me.
So this was the only song she did. Let's just put that out there.
That wasn't the only song she did?
No.
She did another song? What was the song?
They had like a little praise break situation too.
And then we slid smoothly into Loose Me.
They felt like running. They felt like skipping.
So they did. I feel like running. I feel like skipping. Now, Delton. This lady who came, your friend, excellent singer, knows how to get a crowd going. She came. She did the praise break. And then she did Loose Me. Element of gospel.
It was an element of gospel.
Element of gospel.
Let me say this too. Let me preface this by saying she has been to Life before, and she sang a song at Life Worship Center before.
And I know she backs a lot of gospel
That
artists.
was
She
before.
sings with a
That was
lot
like
of,
way before she became an artist. So that was.
But even now, she sings with a lot of gospel
Yeah, she
artists.
does. This was back. This is probably 2011 or so. This was upstairs monks.
Rashad. Element of gospel.
Loose me. Let me go.
Oh no, the comments. There's too much comments. There's too much. We gotta go all the way back to the top. Stephanie started off by saying, "Never, never lose her. Let her go where Rashad would like to know." Julianne said, "This is powerful." Tequil, trust you. Said, "Tunes, let me out. Let me out. Let me out.
No,
After
said,
a pandemic,
let me
out." Sin said, Rashad say hype song, but wrong place. It's a birthday party. It's a birthday party.
The Saints in there tearing it up, buddy.
The Saints in there bouncing, and the Saints in here are struggling not to bounce. Let's be honest. Shauna said, "Look at the Saints. Look." This is. Do you know what? This song is right there with Drink Water and Mind My Business. Saints be bouncing and singing along. Ambiguous. Element of gospel. You just have to put the element of gospel in it.
I ain't looking for mine. I'm looking for house and land.
Patrice, long time no see. Good to have you on DGMT this morning. Patrice, it's a matter of interpretation. Loose me from Satan.
Loose me from Satan.
Loose me from Satan. That's her fave song.
It could have been.
Like it would maybe. No, but it can't have been, because when she called her to come and sing along, she looked like she had just learned it. So I disagree. Who got her bound up? You're loose, the woman, please. Let her go. Okay, had to make a Starbucks run. What did I miss? Oh, Tanisha. Oh. Hands raised, my boy. And she declaring and decreeing. That's an element of gospel. That ain't even an element. That's the gospel.
That's the gospel right there. No, she declared the gospel.
Declare it. My God. It's the shift for me. Now, I wondered if she was a member and came up, but her declaration suggested that she wasn't. My poor, when your pastor missed his days at the pastor's response was very safe. She just sang along.
Yeah. So yeah, this was the church's anniversary, and I think it culminated with the pastor's birthday.
But she said happy birthday. That particular selection was not sermonic. Don't get it twisted. She just want to make it clear. This is the birthday song.
Yeah.
Happy birthday is not a saved song, but we sing it. Oh no, man, that's a pastor. They know Sister Leash. No, that's not a pastor, Julianne. From that declaration, I don't.
Yeah,
think
she said the way she talked about the church and the members. It didn't sound like it was a pastor.
Don't sound like a pastor.
Loose me, let me go.
He don't know about it.
No, loose me, let me go.
You gotta send him the video. Oh no, don't send him the video. Don't send him the video. Oh gosh. Rashad say Vera try hard, loose her and let her go with the prophetic here. Don or Leiden. Is it Leiden? You don't do that on your show. You don't bring in your regular listeners to talk on your show. Sorry?
they're
One thing
not
about
up and
you.
down. Your show's up and down. That's why. Listen up and down. Yeah. The show's up and down.
Don't say the guest psalmist did a thing.
Yeah. No, she didn't think.
She did her thing, and that is her thing. Element of gospel. You all had my son shaking up in this front of the team, and I know exactly which son it was too. The one who's just taking up dancing as his side hobby.
Oh no, that's the young one.
That's what I mean. The baby one.
Oh,
That's the one who's. That's
Little
his
Bounce?
new thing.
Yeah.
Little Bounce is his new thing. Yeah, definitely don't put the camera on the man of God. Video or it didn't happen.
Shake it up yourself.
Oh goodness, the comments are coming in thick and fast. It may be the pastor's faith song. Does that make it okay? The saints want to be loose. Kamal is in the room today, Lord Jesus. Kamal. Good to see you, brother, on the live. Good afternoon to you. My child in here singing Lucy, Let Me Out.
Monica.
Sensei, her daughter was singing Lucy, Let Me Out.
Lucy.
Tell my girl that's two different songs.
So
And
Lucy,
she don't need to combine
Lucy is
them.
different song.
That's two different. You don't combine Lucy and Let Me Out, please. Because there ain't no way we could sit. You can't.
When Lucy, only you don't want Lucy to let you go.
You can't turn the corner if we loosen.
No.
If Lucy letting you
can't
out,
bring Lucy.
you can't turn
No,
the corner.
not Lucy.
There
Bring
is
Lucy
no
there.
element of gospel here.
And I don't think nobody want Lucy let them go and Lucy.
No, when Lucy get you,
No,
you're
right.
hold tight, Lucy.
Let's go, Lucy.
Play it again for Rev. No, Julian. No, he got to do his research. I need one more sweet song before you'll go, Julian. You breaking this can of worms. Send me that. I need that video in my life. Julian, I need that video in my life. What did I say? I knew exactly which one of the baby children them it was. The prophet. Oh.
I don't know. Check it up yourself.
Oh, right to the TV screen. I love that.
That's
Send
all-
you,
that's
I
all
hope
Holy
you
Spirit.
send you video your baby girl singing a song. We need the receipts. Kamal says, hey, you sent it to the okay. Rashad, the Saints was loose like a goose. Cause how is this any different from loose like a goose? How?
Lose me, let me go.
Yeah. Loose me, let me go, and loose like a goose.
If I remember correctly, Lucy Let Me Go, Nisha did a song like this, like during the pandemic.
Oh, is that your song?
Yeah. It's a real recorded song that we all know.
How come I know
And
this?
some people love.
Some people love it. I think that came around during the pandemic, so it was.
That's scripture, man.
I mean, hey.
Loose me, let me go.
Lazarus didn't say lose me, let me go, but I mean, Jesus
But Jesus
said,
said,
lose him. Jesus said,
Delton, we back where we started. Element of gospel.
It's
Where is this video? Oh, please. Come on, say send him a copy of the video. Delton got you. Come on.
I got you.
yes, send me too. Let me get
So
that.
the Saints, y'all all here are
Wait,
kicking, but none of you seem outraged. So this all right.
So it's all right.
So if a guest comes to your church on your pastor's birthday and sings,
Oh, she was a guest? Mm-hmm. Pastor anniversary?
it's a pastor's. It was
a
a
pastor's
church
birthday. And
church anniversary and pastor's birthday. But the song, and she had before that she had done a praise break. She'd done running, skipping, praise the Lord, and it casually flowed.
Casually.
Loose to let me go, and the band was ready to go too. I think we cannot ignore that fact.
But
That the band was ready to go too.
No, let's don't play as though a lot of what we do in church. We have moments in church when it's fun time. And ain't nothing wrong with that.
So you say.
No, I mean,
So-
yeah,
so we
what
said-
somebody.
No, I'm saying
what's-
that because you're going to come and say it, and then no one else is going to give their comment. So I'm saying, so you say. Because if you say it, it becomes the final word, and no one's going to say
But I
anything
mean, but
else.
if we tell the truth, that's what we do, though. We have moments in church that I wonder and I've been guilty of this, and I'm sure all us worship leaders are getting deep. We go dead deep and everything like that. But what's wrong with us just having some fun in church, some praise fun? And I even don't feel nothing.
You said praise fun. It's not praise fun. It's just fun. Because the band playing don't make it praise fun. It's just fun.
Well, that's true, even in
Just
praise
fun.
fun. And if it is just fun, then is that wrong?
So if it's non-offensive, then we're good.
Yeah, if it ain't no bad theology. Well, loose me, let me go.
No, but it's not. It doesn't have to be theology at all if it's fun. It doesn't have to be good or bad. It just needs to be
But you
non-offensive.
don't want it to be, you want to make sure it
It ain't vulgar.
yeah, make sure they can't go in the wrong direction, things like that.
Well,
so yeah,
then we back where we started. These songs are ambiguous intentionally. They
loose
could
me,
be-
let me go. Ain't ambiguous. You think it's ambiguous?
It's ambiguous because it's not a church song, but it was sung in church, and everyone's saying, "Yeah, man, the devil could
Hold
use
on,
her."
that's second song.
Yes, it's not a church
It's
song.
secular.
It's
It's
not a
not
church
a
song.
church song.
It's a song played on the radio.
Oh, I thought it meant it's a gospel song. Lose Me, Let Me Go.
No.
This is you gotta bring me up to date on what's happening.
I thought we made that clear.
No, you all say it's a song on the radio, and I think it's a song on the gospel radio.
You ever heard it played on Glory 93.9?
No, I usually,
No, it's not a gospel song.
So yeah, Nietzsche's a secular artist.
See, y'all can't throw me out there and don't tell me things.
We didn't throw you out there. You came in here with your coffee. And you sat
Actually,
down.
I'm drinking tea.
Okay.
With no sugar.
Oh, amen.
Oh, you back on this egg?
Julianne said that this disregard a song, ref.
Y'all gotta tell me these kind of things. No, you can't be doing that at the pastor service
This
thing.
strong regard to do. No, the pastor came to join her.
And the pastor said, "Lose Me, Let Me Go." Do.
I didn't pastor the rest of that though.
And then at the end of it, there
Y'all
was a prayer.
gotta let me
She
know
prayed for the
what's-
pastor afterwards,
She declared the word
She
afterwards.
said, God bless you, happy birthday. I declare over your church will continue to grow in love. See? Says you want to have a little bit of fun.
Who is this lady now? Who doing this? She's a woman of God.
I'm sure he knows her.
I don't know if he knows that.
I don't know
already.
He doesn't know
What
her.
she's doing?
Even I know her.
Oh, you know the pastor?
No, not the pastor, the woman who sang.
Oh, the woman who sang?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Nishi. You
know.
seen her before. She sang it live before.
Is that life?
One first Friday upstairs, Wong's Plaza years ago. And
Who's singing?
I thought she could sing. And you call up and she
I remember you told me somebody could sing. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She sings secular.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And she give a prophetic word. So she's a
She
church.
ain't a prophetic word. Don't mind me.
Calm down.
She's a
calm
church girl.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ebenezer.
Oh, good old Ebenezer.
Yeah, man.
Chavez Street.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good church girl.
See,
but she gets secular
you
song.
You picked what side of the fence you on yet?
No, I don't know. No, you can't bring secular songs at church.
But it's ambiguous.
No, if Loose Me, Let Me Go is secular, that ain't ambiguous in secular word.
That was from a pandemic. It was made to be a pandemic song.
I don't want to be inside no more.
I don't be inside no more.
Loose
Loose me, let me go.
Let me go.
Now I don't know what the verses is. I can call Divad. What the verses is Divad?
Sure.
Divad. Tell me the verses is.
Thompson?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Thompson.
Tell me what the verse. I don't know what the verses are. I never heard the verses. I just
So
know the
is
chorus.
there anything salacious about the song and the lyrics and whatever?
I think the salaciousness comes in like the rhythm, the genre, and how people tend to move to that kind of music.
It can't be that. 'Cause we have one more sweet song before I go and praise the Lord. And I think it would, hey, Jesus rocks. So it can't be the rhythm.
It's very, 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 very,
So it
very
can't be
good
that.
point.
Pastor Denzel, Judy says, secure this for watch night, please.
Let's get together. This
Since it would be lit right in there, you know.
Oh, you know, like, you watch night, Jesus Lord, praise God.
Loose Me, Let Me Go?
Oh,
And the thing is,
2023, lose me, Jesus Lord, praise God.
since it's biblical, we can play it for Pastor's birthday.
That's what
That's what
Stephanie
Stephanie
asked.
said.
For who birthday? My
Right
birthday?
before the South start. LOL. We having South? That's a question that needs answers.
Right not.
Is bring your own.
No, you
South
can't
event.
fool with no sauce then that you need to go to bed. You don't need no Johnny cake on your chest. If you eat that Johnny cake, that sauce, then you got to sit up, that bread can be on your
Are
chest.
you saying it like this isn't a watch night every year? People just eat
No,
Johnny
but
cake and
watch,
South
yeah,
late.
but watch night at Saturday and church on Sunday.
Oh, wow, this is very strategic planning.
Yeah, no, you think me that.
Oh, yeah.
You think me that.
A fish
Yeah,
fry
that's
song.
You for around there, I eat that bread around 2 o'clock in the morning. Now I get sit up now till 4:30.
Mr. H.
I miss church.
But then it depends what time church is.
I see what you did there.
You talking like you know what time church is.
I
Actually,
actually
did you hear
do.
that? Did you? Anyway, my name is Vera.
I do know what time church will be.
What time's church going to be for
I
watch
can't
night?
be I'm posting the church information to the public.
To the church?
What time, Lucido? This the picture of the CD?
So the man of God is hearing
Okay.
the original.
That's this.
While Pastor Denzel is brought abreast, updated on what's going on in popular culture. Dana says, "Boy Denzel, before you know it, they play and I want to love you up." My God, how did we get here? A rake and scrape band song. Bishop's right though. It was appropriate even if it's under. It was or wasn't. It was appropriate even if it's under the tent in front of the church. Now, maybe if she was having a party on her property, it's fair game because no one would know. See, Rashad, that's the problem. Like, we do these... That's like our birthday celebrations that are private and no one gets to hear. We could do whatever we like. But if we're having a birthday celebration in church, we can't do that. Now, we talk about the church...
I don't know that's duplicitous.
I didn't say duplicit.
I did.
Oh, Dylan did.
Yeah.
But why is that a problem?
Why is what a problem?
There are things that I will do in the in the safety of Delton, Vera, Robin, Marisha, Jody, Yasmin, my ministers and my saved crew, that I will not do in the is it safety? In the unsafety of persons that are not known to me in that circle.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because the Bible says all things are lawful,
This
but they're
is
not
what
expedient.
I said to Delton earlier. That's the same crew she was going to have at her birthday party.
Who at the
same
church?
crew. Yeah, man.
No, that's
You invite your church friends to your church party.
Yeah, but if it's in the church, other people can come.
I wasn't a church stream. This is a personal.
This is a personal person who videoed this.
Yeah, I start to understand why some
It was a
pastors.
church. That was in church.
I start to understand why some
But
churches
it was
tell
on the
you,
stream.
don't bring your cell phone, don't record. I start to understand
Oh, you
that.
do you?
I starting to get that
I
because some of
see.
y'all be recording things and posting things that they ain't supposed to be posted and recorded.
It's fair game because no one would know. Okay, it's a nice jiggy song and she could sing.
You see how long?
Denzel
You
have
see,
me rolling.
you see how long before we post our pictures from being in Charlotte? We can post them. You know, I told the pastors where I preach, I said, listen, y'all. Wherever I preach in North Carolina, I said, listen, my face will not be on any flyer. None of my likeness. None of that. Don't put it out there. I don't want that.
Until afterwards.
Until afterwards.
Because they can lose you.
Yeah, don't lose me.
Let me stop. Let me see how you stop. Say that's good change. Kamal says, y'all think she coming with a gospel jam, so at least she have choices. I don't know, she might. Let me see if I can get Ancient Man for February. Ancient Man, I don't play with that.
Tanisha say leave the
Certain
voices.
things we don't clown with.
Tanisha say leave the voices alone too. She say don't play with them voices.
I don't
Of
play
the
with
song.
them? Oh, Lord Jesus.
Don't mind this special selection. We could cut the Johnny cake tin. Shona,
So you got
I'm here for solutions too. Marisha, I just read. Marisha said, "Vera, read your phone." I did just read it, and I think it's time to change the topic.
Oh boy, oh, Lord Jesus.
It's time to change the topic.
What?
If it ain't Shirley sees the style, it ain't safe in the house of the Lord. Morning, Donnie.
That's what he said.
Honestly, two like
If it ain't Shirley, then-
two like videos.
I'm just going to find the lyrics to that
like
song. You can find the lyrics
videos
online.
because I'm sure
think so, I know.
you could capture if you was doing a little streamy WhatsApp story in Life Worship Center, and you catch Pastor Denzel where he does that thing and he goes off into a little secular song and half the church join him immediately, and that's all you post. The saints would be in uproar. Will be in uproar. Bishop, that's the problem right there. Everyone like post. I mean, that's the premise of DGMT. The premise of this entire show is y'all two like post. Y'all two like post.
Oh, I'm reading the voices.
You reading the voices?
Yeah, no, you can't bring that in church.
Oh, yeah.
No, sir.
Let me see the voices.
Yeah. Andale bahanda la baha.
Let me see these
Oh,
voices.
ba, ba, ba,
Delton,
ba, ba,
I
ba.
think we need to cleanse the stream by posting that other video you sent
Yeah,
me.
I even can read it out loud. You gotta look at them. They start off okay, then it go south. Things of that nature.
It's all facts. Oh, okay.
You know, keep on reading, bro. Keep on reading. Y'all jump too fast.
Oh. However, I'd say 75% fine. This is the last 25. That's the
it's
problem.
usually the way the devil works. That's usually the way he works. He's
Oh.
prince. He's angel of light. He's angel of light. Yeah. So
I
no,
mean,
hey, I'm not calling Nishi the
let me-
devil. I don't know Nishi personally, so I'm not calling her the devil.
Let me say, I started off by being outraged. I just want to begin with that.
And
started
you know
off
what?
by
I
being-
am now co-signing your outrage.
But let's move on
Except
to
that-
our central.
But we do
topic.
things that. Huh?
Can you upload the other video, please?
Oh, are you on TV?
You say, "Oh, I'm on TV." Why you say like you surprised? It happens every time you come into the studio.
No, but I've been over a while. I've been on TV, so I figured I was on TV today.
That goes
Yeah, but
I
you're
think
still here
I
though.
think it
You
with
didn't
him,
leave.
Like I used to be.
You didn't
What?
move. You
I love
stayed.
No, I know y'all getting ready to stop, so I said, "Me coming for your leave." I know y'all leaving now.
Ready to stop? How you know that?
Are you starting at 12? 12. When is that?
Just before 1.
Oh, I was off bad. I thought it was. Oh, I got it.
They got back. You got back.
You were ready.
Yeah, I thought y'all was because I feel like I've been in there long weekend. I've been alone.
You was working? How much work you did in an hour?
You can find them on it.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Sure will. You can play the other video because this
Which
is
one
the
is
kind
this?
of thing that should go on the live.
What that video is?
Katie them.
Oh, Katie. Oh, no, Katie.
This is the kind of things you do that need to go live. There's no question as to whether you should go live with this. When you're in church and you're wondering, should I record? Should I not record? Should this go live? Should this not go live? Will this go viral in a good way? Will this go viral in a bad way? Here is the bar.
Oh, ready yet?
We setting the bar.
I get it.
Okay. 12 today, 3 p.m. next week. Julianne, negative energy, far away. Our topic of the day is Holy-ween, and we're an hour and 25 minutes in.
Oh, y'all
That's
didn't
good
even
time.
y'all didn't even topic yet.
That's good time. That's good time. Because I'm going to set up our discussion, then Delton's going to play the video to kind of just cleanse the stream, and then we'll go into it. Yesterday, among the panelists, we were sitting and talking about, for those of you that missed it, we were on a panel yesterday for the young people that are answering questions that need answers. And we were asking the panelists, hey, what should we talk about on DGMT today? One of them said, call these Halloween costumes out. Call these saints who have their children in Halloween costumes, celebrating Halloween. Call them out. And so I said, so we calling out the dressing up. We calling out the trick-or-treating. We calling out dressing up on Halloween the day, because some of the baby children, them, like early on in the week or the week before, they had a dress-up day, and they dress up as Paw Patrol. Some of them dressed up as, Michelle Obama. So are we calling out dressing up that is kind of linked to Halloween, the celebration of spirits, like witch costumes and evil-like costumes? Or are we calling out costumes in general? Like, it's okay to do costumes on Character Day at school in January.
Positive Character Day as a school that my child used to go to. That.
So one of the responses was like, it's just the spirit of Halloween. If you do it on the day, you're participating in the spirit. You're partnering with the spirits. I said, okay, if you do it the next day or 2 days later,
it's okay.
Is it okay? So we wanted to throw all of that in the mix this morning to talk about Halloween. And then another person said, well, we need to call out these churches that have in Holy-ween. Should we even be trying to take this holiday and make it our own? Like, why not just leave it alone? And I thought we should ask the DGMTers, because they always have the answers.
But before we do that,
You have been faithful. Come on, get track. And all my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am, I'm gonna see everything that's
all right, that's a little break. That's a little feet testifying break. Let's let your feet testify.
Let your feet.
That's all it was. All right.
That video blesses me.
So I know we've had over here, I've seen it more and more than ever before. I see Hallelujah Nights. I've seen Trunk or Treat, I think it was, or Trunk and Treat, where they just put candy in the back of a car at a church parking lot and allow children to come get it. I've seen Hallelujah Nights.
Delton, in the spirit of true transparency, that we don't be duplicitous, there may be a Congregational child somewhere that's listening to this and will remember who we are. Remember when we moved into Seabreeze? We moved into Seabreeze, and we're very excited, being where the rich white people is. In our mind, we rich.
Yeah.
You can tell us we wasn't rich. We moved into Seabreeze. Telling you were still a baby then.
Still a baby.
And there was a Halloween night
Oh, Jesus.
where some of the Congregational children knocked on our door. And my father, of course, he didn't know the whole idea of getting candy and things, but it was Congregational children. So my father went into the fridge and get some apple and some orange.
What?
So they said, trick or treat. And my father, the Reverend Alfonso Roll, went into the fridge, get a couple, I remember it was one golden apple, one red one, and one orange. And he said, come, take these. Now, shortly after, there was some of the Negro children that came, and he said, yo, get from this door. So in the spirit Because there may be some Congo children and some
remember
Negro children who was around 35 years ago when they came on the door at Seabreeze, house number 86 in Peel Park, and they knock on the door, and this happened. By now, they may probably be like 40, 41. They're saying you're on the real line. I want to let y'all know that Alfonso Roll did do that. We were very hospitable.
And he gave them apple.
We were very hospitable to the Congo Joe trick-or-treaters, but we were not too pleasant to the Negro trick-or-treaters, and it was wrong. It was totally wrong, but I have to do this for full transparency. I witnessed it. I was scarred as a child. I saw it, and that's what happened. So if you're out there, if you either the Congo children of that time or the Negro children at that time, on behalf of my father who passed away in March, we apologize to you. We was wrong. All right, carry on now. I needed to give that disclaimer.
Julia, you thought Papa Fonz would have some of them many New Testaments to give away?
No, you want apple. It's gold apple, red apple, and orange.
I know we weren't. I don't remember us ever having the talk of you don't celebrate Halloween. Like I don't remember that. I don't know if you all three had it.
Okay, I need to make one more disclaimer. There was a time in our ladies' school when we stopped.
These aren't disclaimers. These are confessions. You're just getting stuff off your chest.
When my mother, the evangelist, the woman of God, mighty vessel of God, gone home, sainted mother who's gone home to be with the Lord. She stopped by the woman right there by Porsche Control on East Street. And she purchased me a Mickey Mouse mask. And I wore it to our ladies that day. It was supposed to be a costume. It didn't have costume. People had costume. I don't even realize there's a Mickey Mouse costume.
Just a mask.
But I had a mask, a Mickey Mouse mask with two eyes in the front. The two eye hole cut out. So I need to, again, for full transparency, I needed to make the point that such and such took place. All right. So if you were part of our ladies class and you remember Mickey Mouse mask, I want to make sure you know that that's what happened. And
Is your heart and mind cleansed yet? Because I feel like
I try to make sure
this is just turning into a confessional.
I try to make sure I know about a Halloween story. Yeah. All right. We all seem distracted.
Dwayne say he should never regret. He would never forget his Spider-Man mask.
The whole roll house is confessing on DGMT.
He had a Spider-Man mask.
I do remember Spider-Man mask. Mine was Mickey Mouse.
So wearing your Mickey Mouse mask to school and
wrong. It was wrong. Lura was wrong. Funds was wrong. Funds was wrong for feeding that.
Hold on. One at a time.
Joe.
One at a time. Wearing the Spider-Man mask to school was wrong because it was Halloween.
Yes, it was Halloween.
But if you'd worn it like the week after, it would have been fine.
No, don't even wear it. We had it in March.
So you wear it in March?
Yeah.
So wearing it on another date that's not Halloween is fine.
It was
partnering with the spirit of
part
Halloween.
of the Halloween celebrations that we were doing with the Spider-Man. I had Mickey Mouse. Not sure exactly what they have had, but we had 3 masks. Oh. And that ones that catch your skin too. They hard on the edge.
Hard plastic.
Oh Christ, them things catch your skin, boy.
So.
And the elastic thing was tight on your head.
Done in ignorance, isn't that just innocuous?
I ain't sure if Lord was ignorant. I don't know. But I know he was very belligerent. We wanted the mask. And I ain't sure if I signed off on that. He might have signed off on that because he did take care of the cockroach children. I never forget that.
So dressing up, because I think one thing I noticed more this year than I've noticed ever before was that costumes are not what costumes used to be, like painting your face. Like it used to be more like Halloween was associated with witches, wizards, things of that nature. And now Halloween is just dressing up, right?
Who's that?
Like more and more, I'm seeing people just dressing up.
I think back then, in my days, Halloween, to me, it wasn't as dark. But I remember.
Halloween now is not as dark as I remember it being.
Oh boy!
Because even trends among celebrities have changed. Celebrities are now dressing like other celebrities for Halloween. That's become the trend, that they recreate other celebrity looks.
My Halloween, I can remember growing up, had nothing to do with costume. It was about egg and firework. Fighting.
Violence.
It was never... For me, Halloween was from 2 weeks before. There was them burying egg by the cesspit, so the egg them get very soft and rotten, and buy a lot of fireworks, and you can drive through particular areas, and your car will get hit with egg to pieces, and then it grew to hot lemon. They would boil.
But those things aren't associated with like Halloween celebrations.
For us? For the Muhammad at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of Halloween.
No, but I mean, like to Christians, that's not. We wouldn't say that's evil. It's the dressing up that's the problem. Like if your son said, I going out with my friends and you throw egg, and that's just bad breed behavior. That's bad on any day.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? It's the whole dressing up thing that we really have a problem with, as in Christians have a problem with.
I think we should have a problem with the whole acknowledging and engaging in anything Halloween. If we're going to be consistent.
So the throwing eggs and things should be, we should condemn that. Well, we're going to condemn that anyway because it's bad.
Right.
But because it's done on Halloween, and I guess in this culture in the Bahamas, it was part of the Halloween celebration.
Yeah, but I even didn't get into the whole egg thing because that's bad. We didn't even talk about that. I just talked about the whole thing, anything connected to the Halloween thing. We should veer away from. We shouldn't do anything that actually dignifies this.
So parents whose children are having dress up day in the week of Halloween, they're not partnering with Halloween, so they send their child to school looking like Angel Gabriel. Still no.
I say no to that, but
as anything that represents, like something that's positive, uplifting, a costume that represents maybe contrary ideas.
My answer is I say no to that.
Because
I don't want to say this as no law, and I don't want us to be demonizing people who would feel such a way. And then I can actually take this chance to go back to that earlier conversation about the song in the church. We gotta be careful when we deal with this. I wouldn't want that song sang in Life Worship Center, but I ain't gonna demonize and vilify somebody that wanted it in their church. It is what it is. So back to now, the Bible says whatever's done outside of faith is sin. So if the people them have the revelation that we have and still want to dress with the people, I gotta leave them.
Because the reason I say that is because, okay, things like Holy-ween, Hallelujah Night, and events that are like counter Halloween is a similar premise to sending my child to school in a counter Halloween costume. That's for me, in my mind, I see it as those two things being equal, especially if someone's doing it in with the mind to say, I am going against the grain of Halloween. I want to represent something better, because Christians use these evil holidays, we use them as a platform to counteract.
From time immemorial. That's what the Catholic Church did.
Right.
In many instances.
And so I'm saying, how is that different on a large scale than on a small scale?
Yeah, so if it's intentional, if it's intentionally done,
like,
to do it, I wouldn't do it.
My neighbor has a pumpkin and spider web in their yard, so I put a cross and an angel and some fairy lights in my yard for Halloween. A counteraction.
If that is what your conviction tells you to do, again, what'd you say, John? We have to be careful. We got to call it the absolutes. There's some things that are absolutely wrong, some things that are absolutely right. There are other areas there are. From a scriptural standpoint, you ain't supposed to kill. You ain't supposed to this. You ain't supposed to the other. Whatever the case. I totally agree with what you just typed. And then there's some other things there. Let me give an example. That come to mind. There's a young lady I knew of, and this is true. I ain't making this up to say it was long ago, and it wasn't long ago. It really was long ago. I was a teenager, and she was dating, and I'm married. She said when she kissed.
She was dating?
She was dating somebody, and I went to a wedding. At a wedding, she made a statement, and I was a teenager then, and she said, today's the first day my fiance and I ever kissed. And I was like, what? So this is the first time we kissed, and she talked about it. She says, because where I come from, where I was, what my life was, I was not free to kiss him before my wedding day, so we did not kiss. And for her, if she had kissed him, she would have messed up on God.
Right.
So to her, relative to her, that would have been sin to her. Now, other persons, I won't talk with me because, I'm not the conversation here. But other persons...
Only some of your business you want to confess on the radio, not all.
Yeah. Other persons would be like, they are not convicted. And so, now we know had they fornicated, that sin. The reason,
okay, so my response to that...
You said Vera for that?
Oh, I didn't. Sorry, I was processing my question.
You're right. You're like bigoted.
No, because you're saying. So then, should the position of the believer, because most of the time when believers or Christians are talking about other Christians participating in Halloween, we're not talking about everyone else. We're talking about Christians.
Yeah.
Like, you're Christian, so you shouldn't participate in Halloween. Then should the believer be slightly less judgmental? Like, leave people to their convictions when it comes to participating in Halloween, especially when they're not necessarily promoting the idea of evil and witches and spirits and darkness and all that kind of stuff. Shouldn't we just leave everyone alone? Is that what you're suggesting then? Because your conviction, to you it is sin, to me it's not sin. Don't mind your business then.
I think we have a responsibility to shine the light.
That's why I sent my child to school in an angel costume.
Yeah, no. I don't mean light as in the word. To make sure there's an understanding of the word and the principle, the knowledge. When I say light, I mean the knowledge. We release the knowledge. Here is the knowledge. And we can't tell people what to do with the knowledge. We can only give you the knowledge. And that's the job of the church anyway. We introduce truth, which is light, knowledge. And once we would have done that, then I think our job is done. We did it in the right spirit. I think at that point, our job is done. Now, as for me and my house, there's certain things that we ain't going to do. I'm not going to allow my house to do that. And when I say my house, I don't speak just to the house I am head over, as in the role house, the house that I pastor. Whenever direction concerning what we will do and not do, I will say it. And I'll make that explicitly clear. I can't make you do it, but I'll let you know that based on if you believe me to be your man of God, this is what we can do in this house. You know, and then if you still do against it, then obviously I am man of God.
All right, we got some comments. Jody was responding to your mask thing. She's like, don't let the elastic boys and sleep.
Listen to me. That white elastic. Listen to me. That thin white thing. That thing is messy up.
Jody said, I have a question. Is giving out candy and dress up the equivalent to having an Easter egg hunt? This is why we don't do it during those times. But in churches have some little Easter egg.
I don't like them. I actually gave instruction when I found out about it. I don't want it no more. I don't like it.
So
I don't like Easter eggs.
A texter named Dwayne says, I have the challenge, though, because we do a lot of Christian celebratory items around pagan traditional celebrations. Even Christmas and Easter are not locked into historical Christian celebrations based on the timing, not to mention the SUN day, Sunday, that we choose to worship on. A lot of things are sort of in response to pagan celebrations.
But what is the Christian celebration?
Holy-ween.
Holy-ween.
Right. So no. I mean, I don't know. Oh, you don't. I don't.
No, because I'm trying to relate. No, because I'm trying to take the principle of that. That's our argument for Christmas. Like, yes, it's a pagan festival, but we've made it. We have designed a Christian celebration. We have chosen to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ on this day. We appreciate it's not the actual day. We're not. There's no links to the pagan whatever. We choose to celebrate Jesus. We reclaim it, the holiday for what we're doing. So I was like, why not do it for Halloween?
And if somebody does it on Revelation or by quote unquote kingdom strategy, you fight them. I mean, my brother has unmasking
on Halloween night.
On Halloween night, he does it every year. He's been doing it now for about 7-8 years now, and that's what he does, you know. And he does it by revelation, by divine assignment. That's what he does. And you know, and let me go further. It may not even be by revelation or divine assignment. It may be like, you know what, I want to do this. And I'm going to do this to a kingdom end. I can't knock them for doing that, doing it for a kingdom end. But our job is people who are flippantly and ignorantly engaging in things and don't understand what it is they're engaging in, what it is that they're engaging in. We must make sure that we provide the light, the truth of it. And if they still want to engage, then...
What would you say is the core truth then? Let me read Renice's question before you respond to that. My son attends an Anglican school. On Halloween, they had a scavenger hunt, to which I allowed him to partake and wear his PJ masks. Catboy mask.
Was I wrong?
Was I wrong?
Were you wrong?
That's what she asking.
And that's what I'm asking her.
Wow.
That's the question. No, that's the question. Were you wrong?
What? Your question is suggesting she might have been wrong and the next woman who did it might not have been wrong. So it's about personal conviction.
It's about personal conviction.
Well, there you go.
Now, Renice may between now and next year Halloween do some reading, do some research, and we did this for several years early in life. I didn't feel led to do it this year. Literally, I didn't feel led to do it, so I didn't. I remember like our first or second Halloween. Was it the first one?
I think the first one.
The first Halloween. Okay. I actually assigned one of my people to do a research.
We celebrated her earlier today. Huh? You call her name. We celebrated her earlier.
We did. Okay, I gave one princess, Delaveau, the assignment. I want you to go do some research on Halloween and present it on a Wednesday night. on a Tuesday night, and she did it. And it was illuminating for the persons that were there who had no appreciation. And the person said, you know what, I ain't engaging in that. I have nothing to do with that. So we have, for several years we did it. I just didn't feel, we had too much other things going on for what God had called us to do. And I just didn't feel a direction to go deal with Halloween this year.
So what I'm getting from this conversation is if you intend to call it out, you need to do it with some knowledge, wisdom to illuminate a situation for a person rather than say, you're wrong, don't do it. Bring the knowledge, bring the truth that will help them make a decision for themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can illuminate. I don't run from.
This is turned into the interview with Pastor Denson. I'm just letting.
I sorry, go. Let me work.
No,
Because
say
I
what
thought
you're
of
gonna
street.
say.
I thought street club.
You always
Say what you're gonna
you always say these lies. You know you cost the right.
No, but that's the truth. Go and say it. Say what you're gonna say.
I don't run from the pagan roots of
Christmas.
Christmas
Right.
and Saturnalia and all of things. People, but I don't run from that. I mean, when you tell me that don't scare me.
But Halloween scares you?
No, when you tell me about Halloween stuff, I don't fool with Halloween at all because I don't see the kingdom. I don't see the kingdom response from the standpoint of, you know, the birth of Christ. We celebrate the birth of Christ here. Okay, hey, I down with that. We at Passover, and even more so, resurrection, because it's coinciding with that time, the Passover, when we know coincides with the season in which Christ was crucified. Hey, I ain't fighting that. I ain't getting in. I have no problem engaging in that. I know what I celebrating. Halloween. I know what I marking.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I know. I mean, and if somebody go find this we doing here, then I know they say it's All Saints. Somebody's doing that.
All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve. I ain't for that.
Because the next day on the Catholic calendar is All Saints Day.
All Saints Day.
Yeah. But we don't do that in Church of God.
Dennis
No, I'm going to Jody. And he was after Annie's.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
I was actually surprised to see so many dead costumes this year. Dead as in like dead, boring, or dead as in dead like dead people. Dana say back in the day, Brother Vic used to have Christian costume parties that used to be judged with prizes.
And Dana also confessed
And like
that in one
my
year,
old church did Night of Light.
He went
I
as
never
Pharaoh.
understood. You know, you were in full confession. I went as Pharaoh 1 year. But you know what? I think
you know there's a spirit of freedom here. This year.
Like a lot of
definitely.
confessions.
Free in themselves.
Now, I'm not asking this as a question. I'm just throwing this out as an idea, right? Especially when you think of like children and maybe providing alternatives for them, like these costume parties or these Holy-ween. Like, is it okay to provide just an alternative then instead?
We focused this year, mid this year, and talking about weaponizing our children. So I think what we do, when I say weaponize, I'm talking about spiritually weaponizing them, those who pay attention. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God. So I think we must be intentional. We must do as Abraham did with Isaac. He told him this is what's about to happen here. I think when we do these things, let's be intentional with our children. Let's have the real hard conversation with our children. Here's what we're doing. Here's what this represents, but here's what you about. Now, if there's that kind of intentionality, because a lot of times we do these things because we don't want our children to be left out.
Yeah.
We don't want our children to be holy, to be sanctified. And I think in many regards, a lot of us as parents, we are failing at our assignment because we're supposed to make sure they're sanctified. So for fear of sanctifying them, we compromise what we believe so they can fit in. Whereas we can do the Jesus costume. I mean, whatever it look like, I know what color they gave it.
Angel.
I know Jesus.
Let's go Angel.
Go Angel. Don't go Jesus. All right, then we'll go with Angel. What would be white angel or black angel? What kind of angel would be?
It depends. We just saw Angel with black wings last night, so I ain't sure.
Okay, so
I ain't sure what kind of angel it is.
So if you're going to do that, are you having the conversation with your child, that they can understand this is what we're doing?
I know we did Dallas one year at a school. They did during Halloween. They called it positive dress up day. Something like that. They tried to change the name of it, and you only could wear certain costumes. Like it had to be.
But that's not like his school is doing that job.
Yeah, so it's not like no. So, but for me, Juliana, like she like, so we can buy him a costume. I was like, no. because I'm like, no, we ain't buying a costume. Well, what he did have, he had a shirt that had Paw Patrol on it. We love to wear that. So he wore a shirt with Chase on it. And he had like a matching Chase shirt and pants. That's what he went in. So we gave you the idea. But I don't want you to know we ain't buying you no costume. You're not going to dress up as anybody.
I think Pastor Denzel already addressed this, but Xavier was talking about Jesus' birthday not actually being on the 25th.
Yeah, and
We're
okay,
sure-
congratulations, Xavier. I think we've seen her
Yes,
since
we
she had
haven't actually.
since
We
she's
haven't
had
seen.
the
Yeah,
birth and the
congratulations.
birth of the store.
What
She got played it.
She had a
child.
baby girl.
Stop it!
Yeah.
Oh man, congratulations, Xavier.
I think it is it Zyra. Did I pronounce it correctly?
I wouldn't try.
I think it's Zyra.
And she has too?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think she
What do you mean? The whole Easter's waiting with bated breath for Powell to appear.
No,
on
but I
the
know they open yet.
plaza.
I heard they get
No,
the
open
plaza.
yet.
No, we waiting. We waiting.
waiting.
And I'm hearing that it's going to be before Christmas time. I'm just very excited.
Xavier used to be my-
Birthday breakfasts have been
my close
planned. I
personal
want
friend.
you to know.
Yeah, close personal friend.
Yeah, okay.
Close
Are you
personal
on
friend.
it? All right, then. All right, just walk away then.
All right. The man of God wishes you all a very
and
good
just walks away.
afternoon and walks quickly away.
Quickly away. Right.
Rashad said that's a strong fine line. I wonder, maybe Bishop can help. He can't. He's left.
Yeah, you gone.
Won't we have to give an account to God because we knew what is truth and because we knew what is truth from what's not? I think that was an interesting point he made about people doing things in ignorance. And that's why I said for those of us who decide that we are going to be the call-out champions, like Christians shouldn't be wearing Halloween costumes. Are we aware of why we have that stance in terms of knowledge and truth? And two, are we willing to sit down and have those conversations? Because I think that comes with the responsibility. If you want to be a call-out champion, if you want to be a clapback queen, then you got to come strapped to the truth and knowledge. Can't just be calling people out, telling them they're wrong and they don't know why. And then when you have the information, I think once you have the information, the knowledge, you got to let your convictions. I think it's difficult to say, let your convictions lead you. You have no information for your conviction to be grounded on. So, but maybe Christians cannot choose naivety. Sometimes we choose ignorance. Like, I'm not going to do research on Halloween.
I
don't know how bad it is. So I'm just
And I ain't getting involved in that either.
Right, I ain't getting involved in that either. Now I'm too lazy.
Like people who say,
I'm
like,
too lazy to do research.
once
I'm
you
just not going to
once
participate.
you don't mess with demons, they ain't bother you. So I ain't checking no demons.
That's how I feel about a lot of those grey area topics. I'm not doing the research. I'm not going to do it.
So that's what
I'm not going to do it because that's too much work.
Yeah.
Can I get tattoos? I can't be bothered to do the research, so I'm not going to bother. That's me.
Research.
That's me. Research. I'm not doing all the background work. So yeah, no, I'm gonna stay clear. Jody said there are some who decide to follow Jewish holy days in lieu of what Christians typically celebrate. I am very aware of the fact I'm not Jewish, and as a Gentile believer, I don't feel like I have the responsibility to follow Jewish traditions.
Speaking of that Jewish thing, there's a big debate going on now in the sports world about a black
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie. Look at you! I didn't want to call the name because I know you'd think like football.
I know it. I saw it.
Speaking
I
of
saw
that
that
Jewish
he's been.
thing, oh, he's going through the ringer, but they ringing that bad.
What exactly did he do? Because I saw that he's
Oh,
been cut off by sponsors.
So push the pin on there and this whole stuff. So what he did was he screenshot a movie that was in Amazon that is the rise from Hebrew to Negroes. And apparently it's this movie that has a lot of anti-Semitism in it. Talk about the Jews and how the Jews were responsible for slavery. That's the claims that he didn't post anything of the clips or anything like that. He just posted the movie poster. And that was it. And they just like, did you know what this movie
But did he not
represents?
just see what happened to Kanye?
And it's like, did you not see what this is? And he was like, yeah, but he also knows that he didn't tell you go watch it. He just posted it in his face. Like, I wasn't promoting it.
I mean, Amazon, no one's cancelled Amazon.
Nobody going for Amazon.
And Amazon is actually...
So and he...
Because if
he is...
Amazon is a different ballgame. Because if it was Netflix, it would have had backlash.
It would have had backlash.
So what is it with Amazon?
God, that's Amazon. Don't mess with that. And that's Amazon Prime member. Don't mess with Amazon.
So Delta, my Fire Stick stopped working. I just want to let you know.
Come on,
So you
man.
help me fix it.
Anyway, so yeah, and so since then now, they were trying to get him to force him to apologize. And he doubled down. He's like, "What am I apologizing for? I'm not an anti. This is not something that I promote." And they push and they push. Next thing you know, he's suspended 5 days. He tried to give $5,000 to the foundation. And he's like, "Nope, no, thank you. Keep your money."
They
So
own my
he is
money.
being suspended from the league for 5 days with no pay. I think he loses $1.something million.
For 5 days.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, no, they make a heap of money in them. He just lost his contract deal with Nike. They suspended his
saw
contract deal for his shoes. And he's learned, like, you don't, there's certain people of society you don't mess
Don't
with.
play with them.
LGBTQ community,
I find
you
it
don't mess with.
interesting.
Jews, you don't mess with.
And that's why, we said this way back in the day when we had BLM talks.
Yeah.
The marginalized groups, when they come back strong and heavy.
And I think they showing that we run this here. So, sir, if you want to play Muslim basketball and have fun, you better apologize. And so said, he issued an apology on Instagram. He's like, hey, guys. Oh, yeah. He's like, I'm so sorry for those I might offend. All you want to get paid. You want money.
Yeah.
Bow down to
I do want to say this explicitly. I do have a problem with Christians who follow Jewish holy days and look down on Christians that don't. I take serious umbrage.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
with any, if I smell a lick of condescension from you, we're gonna fight. I'm all for celebrating holy days. There are some that I have done because my previous bishop was very much into that kind of and he used to teach a lot about it, and so I understand the significance. I will not deny that, but do not look down on
like
me.
the persons
because I don't.
Who can't see because
everyone suddenly this year wanted to be like Rosh Hashanah. What is Rosh Hashanah? You're too like jump on bandwagon.
I mean, the thing we follow Pastor Ben and Apostle Ben. They just did Happy New Year.
But Delton, I've been here for 7 years. I've never heard anybody talk about Rosh Hashanah until this year. Everybody suddenly started talking about it. It's like you're bandwagon back, babe. Come on,
This is our year to be great, so we want to be great. Anyway, let's get these comments out of here. Say death scale. Oh, Jody said she meant death skeleton or something else. And I suppose that would be down to revelation, a personal thing, as opposed to required practice.
Right.
And when she said the dead costume, she was talking about death, skeleton, and so on. She said you could wear a wig, tunic, sandals, and say you're Jesus. Which Jesus, ma'am?
What do you mean, which Jesus?
Why you wear a wig?
Thanks. She said, Xavier, say thanks so much, my P.
Welcome, Xavier.
The Paw Patrol shirt for that day sounds like an
element. It's an element of what we're
element.
Just an element. It might have been.
Jody said, don't sleep on Vera. I mean,
you know things.
The people were saying they haven't cancelled Amazon. I'm here trying to figure out how Amazon's still rocking, but there's only one answer.
Don't mess with that.
Run by the Jews.
Don't mess with that.
Run by the Jews. Who cancelling Amazon?
Exactly. No, I don't mess with that.
Someone made a valid point that with all they did to Kyrie Irving, there was nothing done to Jeff Bezos.
And who's going to do that?
Who going to do it?
That's the thing.
Who going to do it?
Who actually?
Elon?
Bill?
Who going to do it?
It got to be one of them boys. That's what the person can do
it.
And I don't think Bill is a Jew. I don't think he is. So it got to be somebody way up there.
Who called them out?
But
we like to read in part.
Yeah.
Jody, and I didn't want to go deep Bible, I didn't want to do it. Because Paul had a problem. It's like, y'all done been freed from all of this law, and you trying to bind yourself up again. What kind of madness? Trying to bind yourself and these new saved saints up. You leave them, loose them, let them go.
We can say this already.
Now, sorry, as I said that, we did get a bit more context on the video that we watched earlier on. That in fact that song is sung in the church by the pastor in an adapted version. So they have changed the lyrics. Apparently their worship team sings that song and it has adapted the lyrics.
We have pushed a pin in this before.
What's that?
I know, how I feel about it all the way. I ain't like
about changing the lyrics?
Yeah, changing the lyrics.
No, don't bring it up because when I talk, the bishop will now be hounding me, telling me I'm super saved. So I'm not saying anything today.
Yeah,
you guys have said you gotta leave the people and catch them where they are. So let me read the next.
Like how we started the show with nobody.
But our argument was connotations. That was where we went, isn't it? Where does the song take you? Like where does the original song take you?
But I don't think there's any song.
Where could it take you?
Take you
Man, some songs don't take you anywhere. They just take you to the days where you used to.
Shake up. That's all you need. Just what are you doing? You put your hand in your gimbal. All right, time to go. All right, hey guys.
Go. When you see me and Delton act like this,
hey
it's
guys.
time to go.
Yeah, no, she's ready now. You can go for her. Like so, she's ready.
That's crazy. Rashad said this cancel culture thing is dangerous. These anti-Semitic people are loony, and I will say this categorically. There aren't many things I say categorically on DGMT. Christians should have no part in any kind of cancel culture.
None
at all. The only person we can cancel is Satan himself.
Lord Jesus.
Even then.
Satan
Satan himself.
still
has money to
I mean,
cancel
and he
jail.
still has audience with God. Just thinking as much as Satan do.
You can pull up right in
That
the phone
dude's
room.
so
Like, hey.
Well, everybody, hey, guy, remember me? About Job, you mind if I?
I've been doing some observations.
Yeah, like as much as he don't say, Satan still
That
got
lake
an
of
audience.
fire you're supposed to cast me in, I ain't gone yet, so I'm working.
So I'm here down doing some work,
I'm down here
doing
working.
some recon. Down here doing some recon, and about this guy
Oh
Job.
my goodness. It was so funny because Jamaican culture loves to take gospel songs into the dancehall culture. Took me a while to stop singing. Just Sunday gone, Jody. D'Angelo, hear my cry, oh Lord.
You're too bad, man.
Attend
You're too bad, man.
unto
You're too
my
bad.
prayer. And I looked at Marisha and I went like, and she didn't like react. I was like, you too saved.
You do
That
bad,
song,
man.
I don't think I will ever.
Not
I don't
say
think
that?
my mind will ever not do You're Too Bad Mine. But Jody said it's interesting. In fact, Jamaicans take the gospel stuff into the
Into
dance
the dance
hall.
song. Yep.
My
Everything,
goodness. From the end of the earth.
What is on name?
I-
Oh, Jesus.
I remember shaking up my waist to that when I was young.
That's the Jehovah hide me, I am under the rock. There's also a version of that. I was like, hey.
I love it.
It's my Jesus song. Don't take my Jesus song in this way. But then we do it all the time. We take their songs and be like, hey. Yeah, so Sean says I agree with Delton. I'm not a fan of
And you know
changing
what
secular
that
songs
dance
to
reminds me?
gospel.
You're too bad, man. You're too bad, man. You're too bad. What one? What song? That's not Shirley Belly. That's which one is that? I can't remember.
Actually, she
Jody, which one is the one when you fling?
she's dancehall queen. she's
That's
dancehall.
all Queen for life.
That's all.
Gonna explode like dynamite. Chevelle Franklin is saved now, though.
Don't love Jesus.
Chevelle Franklin saved. Tingham saved. Marion saved. And there's a next one that just left the dancehall scene.
Another one.
Yes, Jody, who is it?
Shankle Dip.
No, it ain't Shankle Dip, ready. Shankle Dip never reached us where I was. But, Jody, who's the next artist that just left the dancehall world and got saved?
I know there was one who they said made a statement, but I haven't seen anything.
I go on Marion's
That
page
was-
right now to
that was-
find
I know
out.
they say Vibes. Something at one point, but I think Vibes.
Vibes ain't sure.
Yeah, I think Vibes is sure. But you get Marion Save, you get Chevelle, you get Stitchy.
Not sure.
You get Stitchy, you get
Jody,
Papa
I'm
San.
disappointed.
You get Papa San. I know what you mean, though. That was
And maybe keeping that sound of Jesus in their ears,
Just
even in
maybe.
the dancehall scene, is the reason they're coming back to
coming
him.
back.
Coming back to him. That what? The element of gospel.
the element, that one
The
element.
element of gospel.
That's something. Yeah, just you need to see the fruit of vibe salvation. Yeah.
I'm about to find out right now because Marion Hall posted something. She said, "Devil, you've lost again."
Lost another one. Another one gone again. All right. So anyway, so we getting wrap up, guys. It's been 2 hours. It's time to go. But thank you all for rocking with us. We see people comment who ain't commented in a long time.
Honestly, it's been the comments today have been refreshing.
It's been refreshing. The drinks were refreshing. The comments were fun. And it's going to get us back in DGMT spirit for next week. What did we learn this week? What did we learn on today's show? What did we learn on today's show?
I don't know. I'm not sure today. Today was giving very Kapunka up vibes.
Yeah. I
Go
wonder
do your research. When it comes to Halloween, do your research. Make sure
for
you're not
Halloween.
choosing ignorance. Don't choose ignorance.
Don't choose ignorance.
Understand that this is potentially risky business as believers. So don't choose ignorance. Do your research and then act on conviction. Because I think, if I'm honest, I think a lot of believers are choosing to be ignorant.
Yeah.
And choosing to be ignorant because his research is a lot of work. And how harmful is Paw Patrol? How harmful is
Come
PJ
on,
Dem?
Chase, come on. Chase Rocky, Zuma, come on, Sky. They have done nothing, nobody. Besides save.
No,
Help people out.
but Jesus.
Joey, the thing is, know Jesus for yourself. That's what it is.
That's what it.
know
That's what it
Jesus for
is right
yourself.
there.
But I think we can have to do a show, and we can see if we get some artists on to well, not even necessarily in studio, but at least talk to them to find out that whole bringing secular songs into church. And I don't mean like Loosely Let Me Go. I mean like taking, let's say we take that Loosely Let Me Go and then we put Loose Me Satan, Give Me My Things, whatever words we change it to, take the melody of the song and then change it, add some gospel lyrics into it. Like, how do we feel about it? Like, get some different artists on it to find out. Probably find an artist who actually did it. I probably asked Nigel Lewis. I know Nigel Lewis did it before.
And he was on our stream one time and we spoke about it.
Yeah. So I
You know, Nigel would like any reason to come into the studio.
Oh yeah.
And harass me.
I me too. So I probably won't get. I know that Nigel Lewis one to me. I didn't know the secular version. I know his version first of "Make Way for the Press." I knew his version. Not like, but it's a crazy song. It's a soca song from.
I do find soca instructional songs are just. I think soca instructional songs are like the loose meat. They're neutral. They're just gender ambiguous. They could go left. They could go right.
Definitely could go left.
Dana said that's teething. Now you know my original argument was Jesus have enough sounds in heaven. We don't need to borrow music. That's my initial argument. But they've worn me down over the years, guys. They've worn me down. Not that I agree. I just don't have the energy to fight it anymore.
I know there's certain sounds that you so like this particular. When I say sound, I literally mean like the sound of music. I don't mean like no deep term. I mean like literally like this beat here works. So let's take this beat since it's now popular in culture and let's run with this.
Because you know these saints be stale and dry when you're doing praise and worship anyway. So praise and worship leaders and gospel artists are doing all kind of things to engage y'all. That's the problem. It's y'all. Yeah. I blame y'all.
So we gotta put a little clips beat inside on a regular Sunday morning, just to get people to dance a little bit. Anyway, so we can talk about that. I wonder if I can we probably can bring Nishi. I wonder if we bring Nishi on the show.
Why not?
We bring Nishi on.
And Nigel.
And Nigel talk about it.
Nishi and Nigel. That would be good. I like it.
Roy Dylan.
Sounds like a good idea. I'm here for it.
We could do it for like a
I like shows like that. I just be like,
let's sit down. We could do it for the thing. We could do it for the live show.
Okay.
That could be a topic for the live show with everybody else.
Now we planning this live show that we haven't planned. You know what I'm saying?
But it's coming. It's planning. It's planning. It ain't being planned, but it's planning. We're in the steps of planning it. We're in the stages of planning it. The early stages. Embryonic stages. The zygote stages. We're in the zygote stages.
Y'all can see my face, right?
We're in the zygote stages of planning. It's almost planned. Anyway, guys, so the topic for the day, know Jesus for yourself. And to get certain things.
Because that's how you're going to stay saved in your 30s.
Know Jesus for yourself.
First of all.
Know Jesus for yourself.
Secondly. Come on, Dana. Come on, Dana. Satan is the ultimate. He didn't say ultimate, but I'm adding it in.
He's a counterfeit. That's what he is. Yeah. Anyway, guys.
The stage being where the dance with their costumes being judged. It's powerful. Okay. We're getting all the background today. Listen. all the background. DGMT is thank you for rocking with us. It's been fun.
It's been real.
It's been fun real.
It's been real as well.
It's been real fun.
It's been real fun.
And as always, we thank the bishop for joining us.
Oh yeah, always good times with the bishop.
Always good times with the bishop.
Stay tuned next week, and we always would encourage you. Send us stuff.
Send it.
We'll talk about it. We'll analyze it.
Yeah.
And then
we'll present it to the
we'll
people.
Present to everybody else. See how everybody else feel about it.
Because we panelists now, so we have answers to questions.
Apparently we know things.
We just. Delton, we are seen as people who know things.
I think you are one of them.
That blows. I think you'd be shocked because yesterday
I've been on no flyer.
The testimony was Delton. You were
from one person.
No, two people.
Who's the second person? Exactly, from one person.
Yeah, Rizzy said it and Yasmin said it.
Okay.
Two people.
So anyway,
I'm sure Marisha said it too.
Like I said, you have been on flyers all over the world.
I've been on flyers to host events.
You've been flyers.
You all need to stop it
for things. The host of DGMT will be here. The host of DGMT will be there. So no, it's because of you, man, and that's fine.
When I get your number, I can send you the vids because Delton ain't no true member.
Call him out. Call him out.
I think it's okay if we all accept and acknowledge this. Jody Ann says next week. Next week for
other things.
I don't know. She said next week. You said something. She said next week.
We have a show next week, Jody. No. Yeah, mommy.
No, I think you said something. She's like next week.
I think I knew next week. Yeah.
Jody, we can't have a show next week.
I want to tell you that.
Because if we can't have a show next week, we're gone to the end of November. Because on the 19th, I'm unavailable.
Oh, Jesus. Why you let me this? Oh, Lord Jesus.
This one have early in the morning, like a righteous woman. She don't have any early.
Wow.
So, well, guys, show next week will depend entirely on whether Minister Jody allows Delton and I to be present.
So y'all call Jody.
So y'all call Jody and see what Jody say.
In fact, Jody, guess what, Jody? I have something for you if you let us have a show. Dun, dun, dun. The plot thickens.
Or everyone on the count of 3, behave yourselves, and we won't need a show.
Behave yourself.
Just do well. Do well. Behave.
Live
yourself.
for Jesus.
Live for. Oh my God. Live for the
Jesus.
Lord.
And there will be no show next week.
Live for the Lord, and there will be no need for a show.
All right, guys, we come.
Next week.
Come join us tomorrow. We're going to be in Life Worship Center, 8 o'clock and 11:15. CH3's Auditorium off Minnie and Ethel Street. The church in the school auditorium. It's a very good church, though. Trust me, you're going to enjoy it. If you've never...
Catch us now while we're in the auditorium, because when we go up...
You can come then, do it.
You can come, but...
So join us. If your church starts at 11, come join us at 8. If your church starts at 8, come join us at 11. You can have a whale of a time. Trust me. Always fun time. Always refreshing time.
I feel in my spirit a flat wearing Sunday.
You feel a little jumping?
I feel a little wear my flats on a Sunday morning.
Let's go, man.
Because I can't wear heels like I used to. They told me it was coming. I said, not me.
Oh,
I
forever.
said, if anybody in this world will wear heels till she dies, it's me.
But that changed quickly.
I think I just got to get them from things like Clarks and stuff. With the nice soles and a solid heel.
That's where you at now? Oh, man. You at that age. Anyway, so join us tomorrow at Life Worship Center. And stay tuned to Glory 93.9 FM. All of your shows are on the way. Like I said before, One-on-One is doing some rearranging, trying to get schedules cleared. As most of you should know, Pastor Rakino Monker is now has a new assignment that he's gearing up for. And so their Mondays are not as free as it used to be. And so they are in talks to change to Tuesdays with Pastor Denzel and Pastor Rakino. So stay tuned for that update to happen. Of course, Thursday at 4 o'clock on the dot comes Girl Talk with Marisha, Joyne, and now Carity, who's now a friend of Glory 3.9 FM and a co-host on this permanent Marisha that's just like, still trying things out. like Girl Talk, like the 3 hosts.
No, the 3 hosts is set.
Is set now?
Yeah.
How you know?
Because I watched the show.
You don't mean about no meeting.
They had the meet. They very much like everybody who has a Glory 93.9 show meeting right there on the live. Yeah, I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago that decision was made.
I said she could be live for life tomorrow.
I hope that she would come.
I hope
that if she wanted to come, she would still come.
Yeah, I want to come. Listen, come on now. Come on down, Life for Rosanna now. We doing a radio script tomorrow. Yeah, we do a radio script tomorrow, dude.
Yeah.
We break it out scraping.
But
Dawn, you want to come? Dawn, Trace started 8. Dawn, why be on there? Dawn, you can your Trace started what 11? That I know what I can call.
What Dawn is do?
Dawn is play drum. I'm very much a good keyboard player.
Do I know Dawn?
Yeah, you've seen him before. And Dawn, he's got to UNSM trade. I'm sure UNSM no start till like around 10. Dawn, I can talk to you off air, Dawn. Anyway, all right, guys. So y'all be safe. Y'all have a great weekend. What's left of it. Go to church tomorrow with like-minded believers. If you're a 7-day Adventist, you're ready to be in the church. So enjoy your day off tomorrow. I keep on telling you, I really could be a 7-day Adventist. I like a good Sunday off. I ain't gonna lie to you. I could really use a good Sunday off. But anyway, so
I already told the Lord. Me and him have had conversations.
That you can do Saturday church.
I said, sir, I said, Father, if he's a 7-day, that's all right with me.
You give the conk?
I could, yeah, man.
Yeah.
No. If he is a 7-day, I don't understand what's
How can 2 walk together unless they agree, man?
I mean, I could go to church.
Oh, put a pin right there.
Sunday.
We can talk about that next week today.
How could 2 walk together?
How could 2 walk together unless they agree?
How far do you need to agree? Well, you're not going to agree on everything.
Because you can't be bringing the conk snackers out the house with
make
the man
and break. That's why they eat in the car. What are the make and breaks of agreement?
Of agreement?
Oh, Delton, put that in the docket because I got a story.
You got something
I'm
to say?
going to tell.
Ready to tell your story?
I'm ready. No, but that's it's a big story because I would say my last relationship, that was it. That was the issue. The issue was not agreement. Oh. The issue was not agreeing, but the contention was like, is this make or break not agreeing? Or is this... Never forget the day Agatha came home and said, Nana, I've been thinking about this. But he loves Jesus. That's all that matters. I said, but is it though, Mummy? Is it? Is it? So when we say 2 walk together unless they agree, how agree do you need to agree?
How agree? How much agreement?
We're both saved. We believe that Jesus Christ is Lord. Believe in the fundamentals.
All right, so we talk about next week. Do you agree?
Do you agree?
Do you agree? All right, so guys, y'all be safe.
See, now I don't want to have that show because I hate all these hypotheticals about agreement. I don't have no one to agree with, Lord.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
All right, now, Saints, y'all do.
Fix it, Lord. We can leave y'all with the sounds of.
I'm really just truly happy single. I promise.
You happy single?
I promise. I am.
Yay.
Yeah. Yay. Yo, tell Delton stop that. Tell Delton stop that. I hate that.
Money and honey.
Money. Where'd that come from again?
That's our show. That's past tense. I thought that's said money and honey. He said money and honey. Anyway, guys, we leave you all there with the sounds of one of our friends here at DGMT, Lillian Barrett, and Golden Gates World Outreach Ministries. Praise to you with their higher medley. Keep it locked here at 93.9 FM. For more great gospel music, if you're listening via the radio, if you're listening via Facebook, go to TuneIn Radio on your phone or your tablet or your computer, wherever you find your little devices, and go to TuneIn Radio so you can stay on Glory 93.9 FM.
See, I yawned, right?
Your favorite gospel station. That's the show. It's in there. Yeah. Well, all right then.
It's time to go, Delton.
It's time to
been
go
time
home.
to go. It's been
Time to go
time to go. When you see us going this way, it's time.
Things are
to
going awry.
go.
Things are
They
going awry.
going very much left of the right.
Y'all be good, man. Let's be gone.